Hello.
Hi.
We cut in real fast there. There was no transition.
No gradual
no
fade.
No nothing.
No
We don't get fades.
No
Changeling
shades.
TS is all here all the time.
Smash
Bam,
cut
bam.
to change.
Smash cut. That's like my favorite action direction in a screenplay. You know what I mean?
Smash
It's like violently cut to something.
Smash
Oh my
cut
gosh.
to.
Yeah.
Whoa! What's happening?
Oh my god,
Wow.
such cheers.
Hi guys.
Mm.
Cheered with a total of 32. What a dude. I'm loving it.
Oh no, I'm in the middle. I have to lead the bows and all the other things.
Yep.
Well, that's.
I pass the burden to you.
Oh,
Have fun, you're a stage
no.
manager. You're gonna be great.
Oh, Mistrich, thank you so much. You know it was
Oh.
a creation of one of our lovelies in Chatland. Big shout out to Aragwen, if I may. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, because they look fab.
I really
Yeah.
do.
Big fan. Hey. I mean, I think the most important thing, Liz, can you do me a weird favor and just stick your hand to
Excuse
the
me?
right? Can you stick your hand that way? Yeah, what? Whoa! The space-time continuum! Yay!
Boops.
Guys, we're all in the same place again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least for this session.
I don't know what this is. This isn't raising the roof. This is pushing the floor.
Yep.
Just.
Sometimes
Shove
when you,
it down there.
Sometimes when you raise the roof too much and they won't give you any more clearance.
It's a touchable John. Now in 3 different. Never mind. Didn't say flavors.
flavors?
I didn't say flavors.
Sadly, this is not going to be a permanent state of affairs. I'm here for today's session, the first session, and then I must return to my super secret location. But hey, we got an opportunity to start this off right.
Whoop.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased.
Cheers! Yes, a huge cheers to a new game, new beginnings, and old friends.
And John's birthday
And
week.
John's
and him
birthday
being in
week.
town.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody. I hope you all have your drinks. Tully! Cheers to you!
Yay!
And the emerald, thank you. I caught the compliment.
Everyone,
thank you
and
so
thank
much.
you.
Oh, and ETSL, what he doesn't realize is I crazy glued the chair that he's now sitting on. He'll figure it out in a few hours.
Can you imagine? We just hear this, like, awful ripping sound. Because he's not wearing pants, obviously. Right?
of course.
Well, no, it'll have seeped
No.
through the
Oh
fabric
my
of
God.
his pants to his skin.
Also onto his
You
skin?
would rather
yeah.
kill yourself than
Oh,
be
no.
permanently
No, no,
stuck
no,
to
no,
our
no.
dining room chair.
That's
I'm so
Changeling
sad.
and Sophia.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh my god. Hi to all the, I want to say new people. You're not new, I just
All
like,
the
there's some
new?
people who I haven't seen before, so like,
Yeah.
hi and welcome.
Let's actually
So
have a
exciting.
look.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, obviously,
Ooh.
the viewer count isn't always the
Yeah.
most, but we've got Autumn King. I see DR Medahi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably mispronouncing all these.
Yeah.
DJ Regular, Edger's 562.
But we're not going to call out all the lurkers, because, you know, you hang out.
Yeah.
You do you.
Out of Order Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of
Out of
Orders
Order.
How.
Yeah.
Out of orders. How?
Raphael Ellendil.
Mm.
At one point, yep, Puka Jutsu.
Yep.
So that's
Hello from Turkey! That's so far away!
I'm a
Wow.
tad echoey or quiet compared to everyone else.
Who is John?
Me.
Kill him.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I
apparently.
boosted
Whoa,
you.
Scott, whoa.
I boosted you. So we'll see.
Hey, John.
Yes.
I'm sure you're in the middle of something, but I have a tough question for you.
All right.
How does it feel?
I was warned.
You were warned. I actually warned John before we started the stream. And it's funny because it's not actually... Never mind. How does it feel to be coming back to Changeling? You've played a lot of Changeling in your life. How does it feel to be coming back to it with... I mean, you can talk about us or not. You don't have to. But how does it feel like coming back to it? A new version of the game. C20, by the way. Thoughts, feelings?
All right. Well, first off, before we get into that, I am going to point out that it's not This is new to some of us, and it is less new to some of us, but it is at least a little bit new to everyone. We are playing Changeling the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition, which is, in fact, hopefully very soon about to be published on DriveThruRPG in a print-on-demand version, but it is not available yet. The reason we have access to it is because we backed the project back when you were able to. So we've got that there. We've got people from Brazil, Japan, Germany, England.
It's like a Civ game.
Finland.
Right.
Less the Finland, but we love you.
One day.
So yeah, I mean, I guess let's dive right into this. Let's figure out exactly what we're doing here. I started playing Changeling in, I want to say, 1998.
Very good year.
Yeah, so almost 20 years ago, but not quite.
We weren't born yet.
What?
None of us.
What?
We're all under the age of 20.
But
So
Civ game crosshair. Civ. Never mind.
there was a one-shot LARP that would run every year for a while, and this was one of the first. Changeling isn't that old. On Samhain, Halloween, and I was invited to attend by my sister, which was a lot of fun. But I admittedly didn't know too much about it, and then I begged my sister if I could borrow her core, and she lent it to me, and I went nuts on it. I have run Changeling in both LARP and tabletop format. In LARP format, I ran it for almost 10 years. In tabletop format, I had one chronicle that lasted over 13. So I've been doing this a little while. This is the game that I have played the most, or at least ran the most. I, in fact, have very rarely, if ever, been a player in Changeling, aside from back in the days on Furnost Freehold on the White Wolf chat servers.
OMG.
Shout outs to that, New Agengard, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, fucking nerd. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Scott, in fact, actually played in one of my LARPs for how long?
A year and a bit.
Yeah.
I definitely took a very extended break, at which point I remember you and I had to have a conversation about, like, so where did Thad go? Like, we had a long discussion. It was fun. That was a fun game, too.
Oh yeah, old school White Wolf chat, all the way,
today,
baby.
more than anything.
Now these two haven't played Changeling before.
nope.
Nope.
What's gonna happen?
So excited.
I'm excited. Having read through 20th Anniversary Edition, admittedly the pre-errated version of it, but having read through it, there's a lot of changes in there that I'm actually really quite pleased with. Specifically to a lot of the systems, the arts are a lot less broken than they once were, and I say that with love and affection, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of broken stuff that could happen there. So, yes, Mr. Rich, we will. Don't worry. This is going to be a specific kind of... Yeah, Primal isn't like 5 arts in one now. You're absolutely right. So this is our first session. It being our first session, this is something that we're going to have to... Oh yeah, we've got some hosts. Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Oh man, we're just going crazy here. So this is our first session. So with that, we have a few disclaimers. But before those disclaimers, I feel the need to make sure that we call out a few people just while we're here. First and foremost, we have she who knows 10,000 things. Aragwen, moderator extraordinaire, is in here with us. I don't see Captain Daff yet, so we'll have to call that in. Aragwen has risen to the challenge of learning how the fuck to deal with the new system.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
How the fuck?
Yeah. I feel like this is... Sorry for the rustling. I just feel like I'm pulling it with my arm. Newish mics.
We have a verified.
Under my shirt.
My name's...
Whoa.
What is verified?
That means Pukajutsu is a known entity.
Oh, hi, known entity.
Welcome to Changeling the Streaming.
He
Like,
may
I
be
feel like
sleeping.
Felicia Day might also be like the type of person that would get verified. I don't know if she is.
I'm
but
not
yes.
certain.
Oh,
Twitch
it's
partner. There we
partner.
go.
They've changed it. Okay.
Sweet.
There we go. Hello.
Cool.
Unknown entity. We also have to call out Krister
Yeah.
in here. Krister is one of the writers for 20th anniversary. So, thanks. And he has, in fact, contributed to us. I've been out of town until literally like 5 hours ago.
Yep.
So I actually haven't had a chance to go through it. I've been away for a week. This is kind of like my accumulated vacation that I'm slamming all in here to make sure that I get role-playing in.
What a dude.
But he contributed some stuff that we'll be able to put up on our website, rpgclinic.com, where
Very
information
cool.
will be there. Whole new game, all new sitting, Coldrake. You know it. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's just dive in a little bit into 20th anniversary edition here. Whoa, that little fade is old. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yep.
Oh
visit
no.
Now we're not playing Exalted 3rd Edition at this point.
Loom of
Civil
Fate.
Strife. No, this is not the Google. Go google.com. Just yell it at your
Cue
phone.
furious typing from Aragwen. We'll turn around and she'll have written a whole new paragraph in
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Here are the major differences between 20th Anniversary Edition and previous editions, for those of you who don't know. I'll do this fast because I realize many of you don't know Changeling at all. The arts and realms have been overhauled in order to make it a little more fair, and also to make sure that there's ways in which you can express yourself using your arts that aren't tied to cantrips, which is kind of neat, in a process known as unleashing. The banality system has changed somewhat in that you now have banality triggers that you roll in order to gain banality. We have nightmare dice, which have made their official entrance in to make sure that we can track Bedlam alongside the Forgetting. A whole swath of new lore has been thrown in there. There are now 13 Kith as opposed to 9 in the core books. Additions are welcome. A lot of stuff has been amalgamated into this, and we're thrilled with what we have. Hello, Soul Search. Still want to boot. So there is also one other thing that I know we have. We have things to open.
We do. They're right next
Sure
to you.
do.
Can I do this where I pass each person one thing? I'm going to take the biggest
Yeah,
package.
of course.
What about
'cause I'm
John?
here.
I'll
There's only
watch.
3 things. I'm so sorry.
That's all good.
So, maybe John, you can say just like who
So,
sent us this. and we can
Aragwen
figure
sent
out what
us this.
the heck this
None of
is.
us have any idea what's in them. Are we opening them all at once? Is that?
Yeah, she had said
one's
that they
from
all
China.
like linked
right.
together. So
Not next to the mic. Well,
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, as I punched my microphone.
Right in the mics.
Ooh. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que
Psycho
c'est?
Killer?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
bam.
Oh, sorry.
What is it? Oh, you don't know.
So much.
Ooh,
so much
there's
crinkling.
multiples in this one.
Sorry, Jordan.
Oh, this
That's
looks
quickly.
promising.
Should I just
Yep.
mute all of you guys?
Yeah, probably. Let's be real.
Yeah, just mute us.
Yeah. So now it's just me. We'll let them unwrap their own stuff, but it's going to be a lot of crinkling. Get your crinkles out fast so we can.
Pass me the plastic, please.
3 packages containing 8 objects. 8 objects pair together to make 4 sets. 3 of the sets for the players. 1 set is different, and 4 the John.
John, you did mute us?
I did mute the 3 of you. I am the only one who is not muted currently, I think.
Yeah, our channels are muted. They should be.
Fantastic. Great. Well, it doesn't matter
Yeah,
now
come back
because
on.
we are done.
Because, well, okay, so what I haven't opened is there's 4 pillows
Cushions?
here. Like cushions. Which I have not opened as of this second. However, what do we have here, folks? What do we got? Ooh.
A night owlie.
Night owlie. It's so cute. And I have
A beautiful
a
deer.
stag. Or, yeah, actually this is fabulous.
And another owlie.
Who's the
Fabulous.
dearest?
Oh.
Boy.
Owlie.
And then does that say anything on it, Kate? I think yours says there's some writing on it.
What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. By Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Amazing.
The deer is 10K's true spirit form for John.
Yep.
Wow. John, may I present you with this fabulous multicolored deer?
You can.
Or stag, or whatever. Oh, hey, Floof. Oh,
Yeah, my sleepy owl should be
put
they're
there.
that
still
there.
wrapped, Aragwen, I promise. The cat is like, what's this?
Oh, these are
Owies.
great.
This is fabulous, guys. I don't know who's going to get which one. We'll talk
We'll
about that.
discuss
about
it
it.
after.
Fight to the death.
I would
Fight
be
to
happy
the
with
death.
any
To
of
the
these.
death.
Yep, me too.
To the death.
So
Scott,
thank
you
you
wanna
so,
put
so
these
much.
safely
Seriously,
out of the
Aragwen,
way?
this is fabulous. Sorry about all the
Thank
crinkling,
you.
guys.
I'll find a place where I
Glad
can...
they finally got to us. I've been
We're sitting
checking
on-
my PO box
We're sitting on silly
quite
little...
frequently.
Thank you,
Pillows.
Captain Daff. Captain Daff's in. He'll get his salute.
Whoa, Captain Daff. Oh.
Thank you.
But
Oh, yep,
unfortunately,
yep.
we have no recap for you.
Because nothing happened last
Because
week.
nothing has happened.
It's a new show.
It's a new show indeed. And with new shows means that we get to do something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. Are you ready for
I don't know what.
disclaimers?
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
I love it.
Do we have
Because-
disclaimer music?
Oh, I hope so.
Oh.
It's a rock concert.
Hi, guys.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, John.
Hi.
This is a new game. So, here's the deal. First off, Changeling the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition contains errors in its PDF as it stands right now. Errata have been submitted to the Onyx Path, and they are making those changes and getting ready for the print-on-demand version. We don't know currently which ones will make it and which ones won't. So therefore, be aware that when the actual official PDF drops, or when I get my actual book, things may change in terms of rules. That's one. Two, this is a new game, and in all of my new role-playing games, players have the right to change their character sheets in the first 5 sessions. Now, they can't make any changes that would retcon something radically from before. So, for instance, Patches can't go from having a lot of crafts to 0 crafts if she's already built like 900 things for them.
I don't need them anymore.
But this is to make sure that the players understand what their things do, and to make sure that they are happy with what they do. And if they are mistaken as to what certain things on the sheet mean, then they can change them. So, that means, at this point, we are not locked for these characters, so things may change. This includes how characters talk, how they sound, what their personalities are. All of these things will break out in the middle of the game. So if things change, that's okay. We're not gonna hassle the players. We're also definitely not gonna hassle the storyteller, because if you go through the Exaltwitch archives, you'll notice that some characters change the way they talk pretty radically from session 1 to session 58. Sometimes it was intentional, other times it wasn't. Another thing that we'll point out is that there may be times where we will take an action or do something and it will not fit with the rules as stated in the PDF. This may be because we made a mistake. It may also be because we have decided to carry on as we see fit. Remember the golden rule that if we choose to change the rules to better the story, we can. That means that at this time, if you want to mention something that we're doing that is incorrect, please do so in the chat. Just understand that we are under no obligation to immediately accede to your requests. We still want to hear it because it's possible that at the end of the session we'll discuss and realize that that's what we should have done in the first place. But for now, just be aware that we are, in fact, while some of us are Changeling experts, we are not experts on this edition. So things may change.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have any other disclaimers to throw out here?
We are not our characters. Views expressed in character are not necessarily our own.
Yep. Oh my god, Ella, buddy.
What's up?
And we got a cat puka in for the game.
Drink plus
Yeah,
one.
Cheers. We are not our characters. There's something to go along with that. Oh, mature subject matter. I think everyone
Yeah.
had to click the thing to get into the stream, but like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think anything. I mean, who knows, really? Who
Right.
knows?
Ellis decides she's a guest NPC.
Oh my god.
Classic Ella.
Okay. Some setting information for you guys.
Beep, boop, 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 boop.
We are currently set, Changeling is set in the world of darkness, which is very much like the world that you see around you today. It is modern times, 2017, in August, starting right now. The date is today, August 20th, 2017. We will try, as best we can, when on downtime, to essentially accelerate to whatever the present day of that stream is.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So, if, for instance, nothing after this session requires any immediate attention, it is assumed that the next session will take place in a week.
Right. Okay.
Now, obviously, we'll slow down or speed that up if we have to. But, Erwin makes a very good point. Yeah, feel free to participate. That's all that. We want you guys to participate. We're watching the chat while we go through. You're not going to track hourly. Yeah, no, you don't. You definitely do not have to. Oh, this cat really does love the camera. Don't worry. We are setting this chronicle, or at least its home base, right here in Montreal, which we have elected to call the County of Cross's Shadow. It is located in the Duchy of Many Rivers, as outlined in the Changeling 20th Anniversary Core book. One thing that I will point out is that Montreal is an infamous city in White Wolf products, most notably Montreal by Night, published by Black Dog Games.
Montreal by night.
Yes. You can safely ignore anything that has been said about Montreal in other source books up until now. Montreal by Night is fucked up. It's not a bad book, but it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So,
Yeah, sure, buddy.
so that's where we're at. Our base freehold, which is going to come into play momentarily, is located in Westmount Square.
Yep.
Which is.
So if you can see right here, this is Google Maps, as it were. Westmount Square has several different large buildings surrounding it. One of those buildings contains the freehold that we will be basing in, known as the Spark. It is right here, as you see on your screen. It is next to Alexis Neon Plaza, which is an office/mall complex, and quite close to Dawson College, a CJEP, and the site of the old Forum, for those of you who are hockey buffs in Montreal.
We don't have to do anything, the Emerald. We only whole do everything. Whole ass everything.
Wow.
Yep. It's happening.
We will most likely try to do our best to show you various Montreal landmarks as they come up in the game, either using Google or, in fact, possibly going out and just taking the fucking photographs by yourself.
Yes.
Whoa,
Sorry, guys.
kitty.
Now that we have mics and cables, there's actually like even less space for a chaos cat.
Chaos!
And she knows it.
Okay. Fab.
Are we good to go?
OMG.
I think so.
I'll ask the chat. Are we good to go?
Work.
I can't follow. I read that as I can't follow as much as I would want to twerk. I'm like, well, you know, you can't stop a good twerk, but
gotta twerk when you gotta. It's true, right?
Just settle down.
Well, if everyone's bodies are ready,
Collectively.
all right.
Whoa.
Then I guess the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I was very young, I've always loved playing games. That's in fact been, when I was considering it, the dominant force through my life. And initially these games were board games. I never had anyone to play with me. And I would set up the board, and I would set up the players, and I would roll and make sure that I was keeping track of every different player as I was moving them about on the board. And admittedly, I most likely cheated to make sure that my favorite color won more than once. Probably every time. But again, it was a lonely endeavor. Other people just weren't as interested in board games as I was, so every once in a while I would play with my sisters, and they had two major loves, Playmobil and My Little Pony.
Oh yeah.
And this is the original My Little Pony, everyone, not the new one. Friendship is Magic. This was a long time ago. And in those, that was my first taste of playing pretend. Now, as I grew a little older, video games entered into the spotlight. The first video game I ever remember playing would have been a game called Ladder for the ZCPR3, which was a very primitive implementation of Donkey Kong. Also, Mr. Munchies on the ZX81, which was an implementation of Pac-Man. And these were less lonely, because finally I was doing something that other people in the house were interested in. But at the same time, it didn't quite have that same feel that I was looking for. The introduction of role-playing games into my life was more significant. But it took me a long time, until I was about 14 years old, 15 years old, for me to understand the depth that I could reach. The first role-playing game that I ever fell in love with truly was Changeling the Dreaming. I get to share that love today. I get to share it not only with these three players, but with all of you. And Changeling was such a marked experience in my life that, in fact, I have a tattoo that is for me and me alone, to remind me to dream, specifically because at one point in my life, banality threatened to overwhelm me, and I didn't let it. Finally, I'm now of an age where I get to create and share it not just with me or my friends, but with everyone. And I can think of no greater privilege than that. So, I want you to think, as we're starting this, the three of you, that this is a game. But games have winners and losers. Games demand your attention. They can come with lots of laughter. But sometimes the dice won't fall your way. Sometimes the board has to be packed up and put away because there are other things that need to be taken care of. The struggle of dreaming and living in this world is core to this game. but it is a game. That's what I want you to hold on to. And all of you. And I can think of no better place to start a game than in front of a computer, buzzing with software that has almost infinite numbers and letters and lines drawn through it. In a dreary office, perked up only slightly by the, frankly, pretty decent view out the windows. And an alarm reminding a knocker that she's due at court in approximately 30 minutes. AutoCAD is not a fun piece of software for many. For some, though, it's a place where at least you can create. However, IT's been by and has told you that your computer, unfortunately, is going to be running slowly until we can finally afford to get more RAM in there, and we just don't have the time, and we'll try to get around to it on the weekend, but I don't really want to come in on the weekend, and maybe that'll be okay, we're hoping.
Just drop it off, I'll install it myself.
Company policy won't let us...
What if it accidentally finds itself into the computer?
Oh.
Then you don't have to come in on the weekend, and I don't have to waste hours of my life waiting for the software to render because there's not enough RAM in the system.
Well, I mean...
Has it been purchased?
Company policy, you understand.
Company policy. Fine, whatever. I'll bring a sketchbook or something and wait while you're working on it. Are you gonna be in on Monday then if you don't want to work on the weekend?
It's just that on the weekend is when I really like to, you know, hang out with my friend.
Great, awesome. And I get it, you know, 9 to 5, clock in when you have to, clock out when you can. But you are wasting my time by not getting it done. It's fine. Don't mind me. It's just been a long work week, and I get frustrated when my computer runs slowly.
I can install it for you right now.
Sure.
But you'll have to make sure that I get the overtime approved and...
Look, I need to get this done by the end of the month because that's our deadline. It's taking me a really long time because it's moving so slowly. So,
tell you what.
You get it done whenever you're getting it done. Just please get it done. If you don't want me to touch the machine, I understand. It'll void warranty.
Okay. Alright. I'll take care of it.
Great.
Hey, what are you doing after work?
I've got an appointment actually.
Because my friend is looking for somebody.
Really? I've been this curt with you and you're still gonna ask me that?
Yeah. You have a good weekend. Oh. See, my weekend's Monday and Tuesday. I don't know about you.
9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Woohoo!
Alright.
At least it's reliable.
Alright, so we'll actually rewind. This game will be taking place on Friday, August 18th. My birthday.
Oh.
As it were. Oh. So we'll just do that. We'll make it a Friday.
Sorry,
no
I wasn't
problem.
thinking about that at
no
all.
Issue.
I mean, I could be
I'm the one
doing...
who started you at work on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, no. I mean, we could also, I could be in trying to get,
we'll just make this
meet
August
a deadline.
18th. It's Friday.
Fine.
Shit. Quick. Update the notes.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
I wrote this.
If you've ever been to Montreal's Old Port, this is in fact one of the tourist destinations of the city, and it is gorgeous. Cobblestones line the streets, which makes for interesting driving, but, you know, cobblestones. The buildings here have a distinctly European feel to them, and there are restaurants that charge far too much money for far too little food, but every taste is delicious if you know where to look. But the best part of the Old Port is often not what's inside the buildings, but the people you see outside. And for what must have seemed like a long time to the artist, but very short for those who are watching, an impromptu harp recital has gathered a crowd, enough that there's any number of people who, instead of sitting back and enjoying the music, have pulled out their cell phones, hoping that this could become the next viral video on YouTube. But it isn't just the music, but the musician who is attracting a certain amount of notice. Until your phone reminds you that you have an appointment at court in 30 minutes.
Without missing a note, I look down and see the alert on my phone. And so I wrap up the song before the last verse. And I look around at the crowd gathered as though I'm surprised by the group of people. Thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time to listen. I have a CD for sale if you're interested. No pressure. I do have to go, but I play here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I hope to see you again. And I start to pack up my things.
So as you start to pack your stuff up, it becomes incredibly clear that your car has at least 2 parking tickets slid under the windshield wipers. And it would appear that it's entirely not your fault. And yet, somebody has decided before you parked there that this was no longer a valid spot. And you have now an extra $150 to pay the good people of Montreal for a mistake that was not yours to make.
So I pick up the parking tickets, put them into my bag.
A bit further down, you can see that there's still we call them green onions.
No, we don't. A parking attendant.
Don't.
They're no longer in green cars.
They're no longer in
that's
cars, but a parking attendant is still moving along down the road, looks up at you, and shakes his head as if he knows you've done something wrong.
So I'm going to walk over, looking at my phone and just quickly checking, you know, how much time it's going to take based on Montreal traffic to get to where I need to go. I still have a little bit of time. I hustle over to the attendant. Excuse me, these no parking signs, they weren't up when I arrived.
And yet, they're here now.
I understand you're very busy. It's a very hot day. It's not pleasant to be walking around outside in the sun. I understand.
once the ticket is written, I can't do anything about it. You'll have to go to court to contest.
I certainly will. That's no trouble for me. It's more of, I mean, you also have to make an appearance, right? That eats into your day. That's an inconvenience for you.
I don't know what you want me to do about it.
I suppose I'll see you in court then.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
No, you didn't.
I'll need it for the contestation.
My number is on the ticket. It'll be
Alright.
right there.
Thank you.
Are you new here
Officer Boubier?
to Montreal?
No.
Then you should be aware. And he turns around and he walks off, but after about 10 paces, you see him reach into his pocket, pull out his phone, and surreptitiously take a photo while looking at himself, but then he turns the photo and then takes a photo of you before putting it back into his pocket.
Okay. I'm gonna hustle on back to my car and head to the meeting.
Meet.
It's sometimes the hardest on a hot day to be doing manual labor. It's sometimes really hard to be doing manual labor that happens to smell. But when a toilet is clogged and no one else is willing to do it, the air conditioning is broken, and the temperature is approaching 40 with the humidex, there's only one person to turn to.
I stomp around. I'm looking at this toilet from a couple different angles here.
Someone's been punishing this poor thing.
Oh god.
And right as it's made its presence known to you, your phone goes off. Now, court's not very far away for you, but it's gonna take a while to deal with this thing.
I can't be late.
We're talking like Benjamin Warner levels of destruction.
Nope. I mean, good thing this isn't my first time. Right? There's no one nearby, but, you know, I'm not gonna start shouting, so I just kind of whisper to the toilet. You are a strong enemy, but I will vanquish you. I am Braum Madston, and I take the plunger, and I jam it in there.
As you jam the plunger into the toilet, you can hear the tank shift too far, and water starts spilling out onto the floor from a broken valve behind it. This is now no longer your problem. But you can't just leave it.
No. I grab the back of the toilet. Oh, I see you brought some tricks. Take some duct tape from off my belt, I assume. You're right, it's not my place to fix it, but it is my place to deal with it and make sure that the leak stops. So I'm going to tape up as best I can, tape the sort of the pipe back together. Have to call somebody.
One suffering from no RAM, one suffering from inconsistent parking attendance, and one suffering from quite possibly someone we all know and love. But court's not something that you ignore if you've been invited. Duke Granville of House Fiona still manages to have enough support in the area that it would be unwise to ignore his summons. His freehold, Heart's Light, located just inside City Hall in Westmount. A building that looks almost as if it could be a castle. And that's how it looks in the real world. But to your eyes, pennants, red and gold, flying from every parapet. And at the door, a rather surly-looking Slua, just leaning against it, all skin and bones and angles and strange twists to his body, as he just drums his fingers on the outside as if waiting. And by happenstance, the three of you, who have seen each other before, perhaps even exchanged messages, for each of you has a different attachment to a certain building. What's yours?
I'm very sorry. I actually didn't quite catch. I have an attachment to
the building that you just came from. What's your attachment to it?
It was the place where I work. My home away from home. I spend a lot of time there, and I meet a lot of people coming in and out.
And what about you?
I work there. My architecture firm has an office there.
And what about you?
I live in the penthouse of the building.
Slua just peers at each of you in turn, and then, using fingers that are just a little too long to be real, pulls the handle of the door, and instead of it opening with the hinges on the pivot, as you would expect, instead the hinges pop out, and the door opens the other way.
Ooh.
And with a sarcastic smile, offers his hand to push you in.
Thank you. And it's good to see you both again. I assume you all have business at court?
Summons.
Summons? Well, me too. Do you think it's anything important that we should be worried about?
I'll find out in just a minute.
I imagine it's important.
I suppose that's true. Duke Granville's not known for toying with people the way other lords can. So, good day?
It's been a day. I got 2 parking tickets.
Shiver uncontrollably. Not actually.
I didn't even know you had a car.
I don't drive it very often. Now I know why.
There's something beautiful in just being out, your own 2 feet on the ground, getting where you need to go. That didn't make sense, I'm sorry.
Hey, if you like walking, all the better for you. I prefer going places at a slightly faster clip.
You drive?
Yes.
I look and point out at the parking lot. Are you here?
Yes.
I think a car says a lot about a person, much like a steed would, or your shoes. Which one's yours? Which one's yours? Patches.
I point to
Freaking gold
the...
Ferrari.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
It's small but zippy. I wrote it down somewhere.
Small but zippy.
Small but peppy. I don't know. It's a
love it.
compact.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a kick to it.
Oh, I
I
love
don't
it.
know. It's a few years old. It's a bit of a beater, but it runs well because Patches keeps it running.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the model. I'll look it up later.
Figure it out.
Kane doesn't know normal cars.
Who the fuck cares? Get inside.
Oh,
We're going.
I head
Ladies
inside.
first.
Thank you, Braum.
The door closes behind you, and while the Slua is definitely muttering something, it isn't clear. But inside, instead of walking into what would normally be City Hall, a place of bureaucracy, this is instead the foyer leading on further into a great hall. Imagine just tables lining both sides, piled with food, drink, drugs, just along both sides. Now,
Is it drugs?
oh yes,
What?
I said drugs.
Glamour
Excuse me.
free.
The food includes everything from foie gras to poutine that was probably obtained like from one of the greasiest spoons that you can find. Drinks, think of like somebody who walked into the SAQ, the Société d'Alcool de Québec, pointed at about
Liquor
7
store.
different bottles at random and then plunked them down.
Perfect.
And for drugs, several pre-cut lines of cocaine
Oh my god!
just sitting on a mirror.
Is there any tea?
We're all just staring at the Coke. We're like,
Sophia's looking for tea. And I mean
Some
tea,
next to the
not
cocaine.
tea.
And it has a little sign, and it just says, "Caution," in front of the lines. Behind, you see a boggin of a very sunny disposition. Oh, dearie, did you want tea?
I would love some, if it's not too much trouble.
No, of course not. Would you like some Coke first? And she picks up the mirror.
No, thank you. It's a little early in the day for me.
Did I forget to buy the like taste or smell? Because I don't have it written down, but we had talked about that.
Yeah, no,
I
you
remember
should
you
have
having
it.
it on your sheet.
It
Okay.
should be on there.
I forgot to write it down.
Assume that you have it.
Yep.
That sounds
I
good.
just don't remember what was taste or smell. But I
Specifically, taste.
taste.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over and dip my finger into it and get the tiniest of tastes.
So your tongue immediately goes pleasantly numb.
If you want to have a conversation, you might not want to be drinking this.
You're talking about the tea? Oh. Thank you, Patches.
I was dipping my finger into the tea, not the cocaine.
Oh, the tea.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I also
I-
assumed
I'm
you were
sorry,
like,
I thought-
I know what that is.
it goes
No.
pleasantly
I-
numb.
No.
It's really good tea,
I
guys.
know. I was like, what?
I thought for sure that you were just
No.
like.
No.
Which I'm okay.
No.
By the way.
So how's the tea?
The tea is fine.
The tea is tea?
The tea is just a normal jasmine tea.
Nice.
I'm gonna have the tea.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Jasmine.
Fuck.
Sorry.
I was just like, whoa, ballsy. All right, we're just, it's party.
You're the one who
We're
put.
meeting the Duke. I love it.
Is there some microphone stuff, guys?
I think when it peaks, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
So when we do snorts and heavy exhales into the mic.
That's how I laugh.
So
Okay.
no
I
more
What's
snorting
wrong with you?
cocaine next to the mic, everyone.
Damn it.
Yeah.
When she passes you the tea, it tastes like tea. It's lovely. But there's this little tremor in her hand as she passes it to you, and there's this feeling that she's not quite worthy of giving you tea. But when it finally gets in there, she just says, I hope you like it. It's everything I could hope for to grant a wonderful member of the Shining Host, such as yourself. Sir Braum, I won't offer you the Coke, but perhaps I could offer you a Coke.
It's been a long day. I think I deserve one.
Would you
I
like
think
anything?
about what I've eaten that day. I'm like, yeah.
Would you like anything in it?
Well, it's already pretty sweet. What do you mean?
Rum?
Oh, no, thank you. That's fine.
Jack Daniels?
We are here to meet the Duke, I assume.
Yes, he'll be out shortly. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure why I'm the only one here. Normally, court is it's more important than this.
Well, what's your
Patches
name?
starts picking at like the French fries,
Ashley?
Ashley?
just with her bare hands, no forks or knives.
What are you
or
doing?
plates.
Sorry? Eating?
Goes the French fries and starts eating the fries.
Coke here in Canada is not flavored with high fructose
Just
corn syrup. That's only in the States.
Yeah.
So we have good Coke here too.
Delicious.
I only just arrived 2 weeks ago.
How are you liking it so far?
Oh, it's nice. Everyone's very nice to me. I'm just not used to serving drugs. I thought that I would bring them out because I know that the Duke is a fan, but
It was a very thoughtful gesture.
but now I'm wondering whether it's just a little too forward to offer hard drugs.
Yes,
to-
it might be to first-time visitors. It's a bit risky, in a way.
Oh,
It was very kind of you, but
It was very kind.
I think I ruined one of my credit cards.
You used a... Oh,
Yes.
Ashley, we're not scaring you, are we?
go back to the French fries.
Yes.
Oh, alright.
I'm
No one
not-
here means you any harm.
you must be entertaining dozens of very important visitors, far more important than us on a daily basis.
Oh, none quite so lovely as you, or as storied as you, or I don't know you.
It's because I'm not a noble.
But you're quite lovely nonetheless. I mean, I wish I could get my hair to do that. And her hair is just, curls everywhere. I'll go tell the Duke you're here.
Thank
And
you
she-
very much.
She turns around and opens a door and scuttles through, and you are alone in a big hall with cocaine, food, drink, and there's a dais further inside with, it's not quite a throne, but it's definitely a really nice chair. This is odd to be in a court setting where you have been invited to court, and yet there is one pants-wettingly frightened boggin who is sitting there waiting for you.
And no presiding lord, but also no courtiers or anyone else here.
No one. Except for the Sua who's outside.
Right. Can we, yeah.
This is strange.
Does anyone have any ideas? I had heard everything was fine here with the Duke.
I thought the same. I don't stay as current as I should.
Patches, you haven't heard anything?
Nope.
I'm sorry, do you prefer Patricia?
Patches is fine. At the building, though, Patricia's probably
Yes.
a little less familiar.
The Duke enters from the same door that you saw Ashley leave from. Duke Granville has the bearing of somebody who has witnessed and experienced much, and it's only done everything to accentuate his features and make him larger than life. Not troll large. But it almost seems as if, despite the fact that he has the perfect face of one of the She, that he has these slight lines here and there, and every one of them looks like they could tell their own story. But best of all is his smile. a smile that has echoes of good news in them. And he walks over to the dais, and then he thinks better of it and walks back, and he picks up one of the plates of foie gras. And this is not usual behavior. Normally somebody would go and get it for him. And he returns and he sits down. I apologize. I'll be quite honest with you. I wasn't anticipating holding court today, and I really only had 3 invitations sent out. But this concerns all 3 of you, so if you'll pull chairs from the outside, please, just come in, all of you.
I'm all right to stand.
To our little reunion, please.
I'll take a step closer, but I'm not. Oh, you know
and
what?
I guess when he comes in, I would do a little curtsy
for sure.
as well when he first enters.
Yeah. He seems to be foregoing etiquette here.
No.
Like he gives you a bit of a nod if you curtsy, but there's no flourish, no bow. He's holding food, and he just plops himself down.
Guess I'll go get a chair.
All right, well, I'll try to beat you to him so I can grab
you.
3 chairs. Bring them back, set them up sort of in a semicircle, and in front of this where the Duke is, and I'm not going to sit, but it's set up.
Sir Braum, Lady Sophia, and Patches, yes?
Yes.
I have in my hands a missive from someone very important to all of us here in Cross's Shadow. The Duchess Eloise has asked me to solve a rather unique problem.
How can we be of service?
You're familiar with Zister Flux?
Yes.
Of course.
Barely, to be honest.
Zister is one of our great joys. Let me rephrase. Zister's a pain in my ass. But he's very famous and he's very good at what he does. So I'm pleased he's here. Only he's not. Zister has apparently given word that he has gone to mine somewhere in the far dreaming, and therefore has effectively abandoned his freehold to the Duchess.
Does that mean we're going to have to leave?
She doesn't want to deal with it. So why us and not the other people that are?
I have
been
an
there
envelope,
longer.
and he opens it up. Dear Fucktwits,
Yep.
I'm out. Peace. P.S. She's yours till I get back. He holds it up, puts it back into the envelope. Like I said, he's a pain in my ass. Here is the unfortunate reality. The Duchess Eloise does not want this freehold to fall under her control. She is very much attached to the idea that such an important holding as the Spark manages to maintain its presence here in Montreal. However, I also am not interested in assigning this freehold to somebody who intends to hold on to it forever. We know that Zister manages to always make his way back. He's an issue that way. But he also is the premier knocker, possibly in all of the Kingdom of Northern Ice. You are 2 nobles who have no lands, and now you have them. Lady Sophia, Sir Braum, I charge you with the Spark until such time as Zister returns. And yet, recognizing that this is a commoner muse, you will share responsibility with a knocker close to Zister's acquaintance?
That's about accurate. Yep.
And that's you. So it'll be the three of you then.
Your Grace, this is a great honor.
It's a pain in the ass.
We'll take that pain off your ass. And try to prevent it from continuing to be one. Is there anything that we need to maintain in his absence? Anything that causes it to be a problem that we can try to prevent?
Here's what I want, more than anything else. I want you to make sure that the spark in the workshop that it holds doesn't explode. Honestly, that would be enough for me. If it were to explode, I would appreciate you trying to put out the fire before calling me. And in all honesty, I need this place. Knockers from far and wide know of the spark. I would be devastated to find out that it no longer became available. Unfortunately, Zister has left very few instructions, if at all. So I'm basically asking you to save me from this. If that's all right with you.
Sure. Does that mean I have access to the workshop?
If you can figure out how to get in.
Yep. That'll help me make sure that it's not on fire. Maybe it left a Bunsen burner going.
We're very honored that you have put this responsibility on our shoulders. You can count on us.
I take a knee.
Grace, thank you.
Duke Granville, on behalf of the Lady Sophia, on behalf of Patches, on behalf of myself. Sir Braum of House Gwydion, I do solemnly swear to discharge this duty as best I can until the return of Zister Flux. We will guard, take care of the spark.
Oh, okay.
So noted. Do you need a moment?
No. I'm back.
All right. I appreciate your dedication to this matter, Sir Braum, and let me be the first to tell you that we're all very pleased to see you up and about once again.
Thank you. I love Cross's Shadow. I love this place, and I am very excited to get to work.
You're a credit to your house. Now, do me a favor. Somebody left out Coke, and I really need to speak to my new assistant. The Coke is not for out here. Although, of course, if any of you would like some, we can do lines together and get fucked up.
This was like a no thank you, as opposed to like a, oh, me.
Oh, it was a very thoughtful gesture on her part and on yours, Your Grace, but I think we are fine.
Nobody wants to get fucked up with me anymore.
I'll
It's not at 3
let
o'clock
you
in the
know,
afternoon.
should I ever so choose. Do you regularly possess it?
What answer can I give that would please you?
Never mind. Thank you for the offer. Not today.
He stands up, dusts his hands off. Look, do this right, and there's gonna be a lot in it for you. If you find that you can't handle it, just come and let me know. I know that I'm not really in charge anymore, but I'd like to feel useful.
We all look up to you and respect you, as anyone would of their superior. Duke Granville, we will do this for you. If you need us to solemnly swear to it, I'm sure we all will.
You already solemnly swore, and I'm not asking that of everyone else, but I am going to just request that you do your best. That's all I can ask.
Yep.
Now, thankfully, it's about a block away from here, and I know that all of you know where it is, so thanks. And hopefully the next time that I have court here, it'll be a lot more festive, and there'll be people, and I'll get to be much more dukely, if that's even a word. But yes.
I curtsy again. Go for the door, because it seems we've been dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's not who he says he is. Is there a role that I can do for that?
Oh, shit.
So, you have on your sheet politics?
Ah. No. Can't roll it. Is there any other way that I can try to get a sense of...
I mean, you can always roll... let me see this, because the sheet has changed. There it is. You could always roll me a perception empathy to see if he's lying to you. You could also try rolling perception kenning to see if he's ensorcelled or something. But
I'm going to go for kenning.
Alright. Difficulty is going to be 7 on this one.
1 success.
1 success. So...
That's going to take some
No.
too.
I mean, he seems to be just fine.
Cool, he's a weirdo. Thumbs up. Let's blow this joint.
I mean, not literally, I assume.
There's blow on the table.
Not blowing
Get
the
it?
blow.
Get it? No? Okay.
Braum just, like,
so... You can drive your tickets back home. You want a lift?
Sure.
Great.
As long as you don't mind, I
Bleep, bleep.
sometimes, Boop, boop. I love it, sorry. I promise to clean out your passenger seat once
As
we
long
arrive.
as you promise not to get too offended by the mess.
Should we meet at the exhaust when we get back?
Yes. That sounds like a good idea. We can start our...
If we're in charge, we should
Yeah.
know
Investigation
our
there.
way
Yep.
all around.
Yep.
Right?
Sorry. That was Kate. Being like,
Where?
I've read
"Hey,
this.
I remember the name.
Great.
That's a wonderful idea, Lady Sophia.
Welcome to the Spark. The Spark is a freehold located directly inside one of the buildings that makes up Westmount Square. The elevators in Westmount Square go from 0 to 14. But because triskaidekaphobia is something that is common throughout the world, the 13th floor is, in fact, not represented in this elevator. Except it is, if you have the right way to see it. The button is there and can be pressed. And by using this 13th floor, you manage to make your way up into an opening foyer that leads you into the exhaust. The exhaust is basically nothing more than a common area and a bar room for those weary changelings who have found their way into the Spark and need a place to sit down and have a drink. I want you to think about every kind of tool that you can think of, from small ones like screwdrivers to large ones like arc welders or backhoes.
It's a big...
Everywhere on the walls are broken tools. All of them, 201, have had snapped handles, rusted hinges, the sheer destruction as somebody hurls one of their tools across the room into a concrete slab because it's not
boy.
doing what they want. This is the decoration in this place so far. But freeholds tend to reflect their owners. Now, Zister didn't have a reputation for someone who suffered poor tools well. And this graveyard highlights a bar in which a rather surly, greasy-haired boggin currently sits behind a cigarette dangling from 2 fingers, with the smoke going directly up into an exhaust that seems to have been placed directly above the bar for this purpose. And Claude Saint-Cyem looks out over at you. So what is this? The 3 of you come in here? You come here to what? Tell me you're in charge now?
So you've heard.
There's not a lot I don't hear. To be honest, I'm quite pleased. Do you think I want the job? This job is a bitch.
Great.
You discharge it so well, Claude.
I already have enough to do. I cook for you. I clean for you.
And you do it wonderfully.
You understand that the only reward I get for this is your stunning smile and dust from your ass.
Whatever we can do to help.
I'll be heading over to the workshop.
So the workshop's in the basement.
Heading over to the door to the workshop,
My
rather.
patches.
Right.
Now that I technically have permission, I'm going to...
There's something instead for you. Come over here before you breaks whatever you put in your hair. I have a present for you.
Oh my.
Are you going to make me a happy girl?
Jesus fucking Christ. And he flicks the cigarette out until it lands directly inside a bucket, which used to contain kerosene, if you believe the label on the outside, and now has about 2/3 full of cigarette butts perfectly. And then he reaches under the bar and he pulls up a box. And it's a box that's about the size of a keyboard, actually. Only slightly thicker. And puts it right on the bar. I have presents for the 2 of you, but it's alcohol, and I don't know if you want it right now. You just came from Granville, and he's a coke addict.
I actually didn't have a drink there, so I wouldn't mind one now.
What kind of drink do you want?
I
Prune juice? Perhaps loosen that tight ass of yours?
What's in the box?
Get the dust out?
Scotch.
I
You're a Scotch
actually
drinker?
Yes.
Scotch.
You have a gift. Do you not? Something that tastes of peat.
And he pulls out a glass and pours a bit of scotch, and then he dips 2 fingers into a small glass of water and then squeezes his fingers slightly so that 2 drops fall into the glass. And then he slides it along the bar towards you.
Catch it.
Science just tells us that now you have to add a little bit of water to your scotch. I get it. It makes it taste less like shit.
Claude, you're a master of your craft.
Everything tastes like shit.
It might have something to do with the cigarettes you put in your mouth.
Daiquiri, something pink to go with your beautiful hair. Cosmo.
I love Cosmos, but I would love a sangria if there's some already mixed up. Please don't trouble yourself.
I'm going to go into the kitchen and murder some fruit for you.
Thank you.
When I murder this fruit, I will think of your smile and think it is the only shining light in my entire life now. This smile.
Just like taking them
The oranges will cry and I will squeeze them, and then I will pour something like 7-Up or I don't know. It won't be long. And he turns and he goes just into
I'm
the
taking the box.
into the kitchen. It's got those old style, like kitchen doors that swing.
Oh.
And when he opens it up, he's just like, fucking sangria piece of...
Ouch.
You hear a little bit more when it opens again.
Box. Opening it.
So when you open the box, you see that there's an envelope. The envelope has grease stains all over it, and underneath the envelope there's a metallic box which has a grip in various different places. It looks like it's incredibly folded up.
Open the envelope while I'm turning the box, the smaller box, looking at it.
Patches. You recognize the handwriting of Zister immediately.
I recognize the grease stains before even the handwriting.
His handwriting is absolutely impeccable, except for the fact that every time he crosses a T, it's just a bit too high.
It's annoying.
Patches. This is the entropic. Fix it for me. While you're fixing it, make sure to test it regularly. Once it's fixed, I'll let you know what needs to be done. Don't forget anything I've taught you.
I look at the box, the smaller box. You mentioned there were handles or handholds?
A few grips.
A few grips.
One of the grips looks like it can be pulled.
Give it a pull.
So as you pull the grip, it, in the course of about 2 seconds, with a mechanical whirs, just... and a long rifle pops out of this box.
Fuck yeah.
Already, you see that there's 4 magazines that are in the box underneath, now that you can see exactly what it's meant for. And this thing is long, and yet still light enough to carry. Shaking the grip again causes it to put itself back into its box form. But when it finally comes out, you can hear 4 distinct... It's not unfolding correctly.
Close it back up. Put it in the cartridges in the box. Close the box. Okay. Now I'm going to the warehouse. Since we're in keys workshop. Since we're in keys. Oh, you can. Over to the workshop.
Hi, Patches.
But
Enjoy your
Patches,
drink.
what is that? As you like.
Broken.
Patches, I'm going to go with you because I want to see the balefire.
Sure, that's in this direction too.
Sure is.
He's murdering fruits for you. He might be sad if you weren't there, but that's all right. Anyway,
I'll bring the drinks
I'll
down.
be right
Sure.
back. Claude, I'll be right back.
The door opens up. Do you not want the key?
I would love the key, thank you.
Let me see. And he pulls out a key ring and he puts it on the table, and it's got 30 keys just hanging from it.
Classic.
Some of them look like key fobs for cars. Some of them look like really long, ornate, like toothy keys. One of them even has a skeleton at its head.
Amazing.
And he counts out from each one. Just fucking keys. There's so many of them. Can't stand all this bullshit. And he starts pulling one off the ring, and he slams it on the table. You can make copies.
I can make a skeleton key for all of this if you want. Once I get into that workshop.
I'm sure you're so proud of yourself.
You said you hated keys. There were so many of them.
If I have a skeleton key, then somebody steals my key, and they can get in anywhere.
They steal your key ring, they can get anywhere. But anyway.
Do you know what the security system around here is? I know what each one of these 30 keys do. Do you know what they do?
No.
Because you are dumb in the head. All these buildings floating around in there and blah, blah, blah.
Claude, I'd appreciate it if you not talk to her that way, please.
I don't think there's any need for all of this.
Your sangria.
especially before my drink is done.
And he
Thank
pushes it forward on the bar, and even though
boy.
it should take a long time to muddle the fruit so that the sangria tastes perfect, it somehow effervesces as he passes it to you. You see, these are the difference between you and her. She smiles at me, and my heart leaps out from its dead cold place. You look at me and tell me something, and I think his penis must be incredibly small. I don't know. I don't fuck trolls. Fuck, my cigarette isn't even lit.
Patches carries a tool belt and tends to wear cargo pants, so she's always got a multi-tool on her, lighter, and a couple of other small things. A short length of string, paper clips, bobby pins, safety pins, you know. She's
Yeah,
ready
stuff.
to MacGyver anything.
Before you go into the workshop, as I'm sure you're very, very anxious to do so, you might as well just check in with everyone else now that you're the new freeholders.
You guys are nice and friendly and lordly and ladily. I'll make sure it's not exploding. Bye!
Bye, Patches. I did have a question for Kyoko, so maybe I'll go and see her first.
Lady Sophia, I'm happy to check in with everyone, take a census, whatever you'd prefer, if that would be
A
of use.
census. You can just say hi to them.
We'll just make sure that the people who are here are who they say they are.
I swear to fucking God, prune juice is the only thing that I want to feed into your mouth.
I think it'll be fine, Braum. You can come with me?
Yes,
All right.
I would enjoy that.
Let's go.
Let's do that. I'll have that prune juice later, Claude.
So is Patches a bitch or what? Like, I don't get it. Why does she not want to hang out with you? Like, excited by workshops? Who cares? Tools, just all sorts of tools.
Everybody has different passions.
You must
What
have
is your
some
passion, chérie?
better.
I love music.
I can't sing. I can't dance. I can't play any instruments.
Have you ever tried?
Pathetic.
There
I've
are
always
so
been
many other
pathetic.
things that you can do, Claude.
Well, I can at least think circles around the troll, it's true.
I bet he's great at crossword puzzles.
I've done more than my fair share of crossword puzzles. I'm sure I could give him a run for his money.
I fucking hate those cryptic crosswords. They're such bullshit.
That, my friend, we are in agreement on.
There. And here we are.
I'm so pleased.
And away we go.
Oh, are we away we
Oh,
go?
we are away
Okay,
and we
we're
go.
just
And he
leaving it.
pitches the cigarette in
Oh,
a high arc
fuck
above
yeah.
your heads and then right into the kerosene jar.
We're gonna have to do that sometime.
Yeah.
Alright. Start with Patches. The door opens up into a different elevator. This one goes straight down, but this elevator is more like, it's large, like a freight elevator. Mostly just a metal platform with guardrails around it.
Great,
and,
yeah.
and like a manual switch that you can throw. The indicator says 13, then it says 0, then it says minus 13.
I believe 0 is where the balefire is.
0 would be the ground floor. The balefire is
Sexy
on
elevator.
minus 13.
Minus 13.
So the elevator rumbles to life, and as it's heading down, it starts to squeak, and the squeaks are unmistakably the opening few notes from We Like to Party by the Venga Boys. Every time that Zister
What the
has
flux?
taken you down to the balefire room, he always tries to talk loudly over these squeaks.
Oh, sister.
That's so specific. I love it.
When the elevator rumbles to a stop and the doors open up, there's a warmth that kind of floods over into the area. The balefire isn't scorching hot, even in what is ostensibly a very warm day. And it flares out with different colors of the rainbow, even though the core of its flame right now is a solid purple. Surrounding the balefire as it sits in like a pit in the room, you can see that there's a few cots that are set up, folded up to one side. And then there's the door to the workshop. And the door to the workshop looks like blast doors in like a Star Wars movie. I'm talking those huge, like, with like irises closing and all that.
Oh, shit.
And there's a very simple electronic panel that's next to it with 12 buttons and a tiny little screen with a green line that's jagged and just sitting there.
Look at the key. Look at the door. Look at the keypad.
The key does not seem to fit that keypad at all.
Open the fuck up.
And then the green line. Identify.
Patches.
Patches is not on the approved visitor list.
Well, Zister went and left town again. Who's on the approved visitor list while he's away?
Approved visitor list manifest. Flex, comma, Zister.
Long pause.
That is all.
Shit.
Zister, Flex.
Incorrect voice identification for Flex, comma,
I used the key
Zister.
to pop open the panel.
What are you doing? Ow! I'm naked!
You're killing me.
I'm adding myself to the list because Flex has gone off and skipped town. Won't be back for a couple of years. Someone's got to mind the shop while he's gone.
Buy a keypad, some lubricant first.
Sadly, I don't have it on me. See, it's inside the workshop that you're not letting me in. I'm like trying to find the wires to
You get a
short
mild
it.
electric shock.
Oh, fighting back, are we? Look, what happened last time he skipped town? Because I know this isn't the first time. Override.
You've never been allowed in the workshop before.
No, but see, letter.
I can't read.
Makes sense.
He's left me in charge while he's gone. And as is typical of him, he didn't think to tell you or program you. So I'm going to have to reprogram you.
That's what a criminal would say.
Yes.
It's a smart keypad.
I'm
can't even
continuing
read.
to like look through the wires.
Oh boy. Not the way we're going, Jazz. Oh boy.
Lady Sophia, you were headed to see Kyoko?
Yeah.
There are a few offices that are down a hallway off the exhaust. And the hallways, each of these offices have a nameplate which seems to call back to some central server in the area because they have digital readouts.
Oh, cool.
One of them says Zister Flex, and then underneath it, it says fuck off. And the fuck off is blinking. And then when it blinks 3 times, the font changes, and then it just blinks 3 more times. And then it changes again to something random. So it's gone from Garamond to Comic Sans. Now it's probably Copperplate. There are other offices. One of them, in fact, now has Sophia, Braum, and Patches written on it, and then underneath it says empty. There are others. You see that there are, in fact, 3 other offices, one of which is marked Talus, one of which is marked Claude, and one of which is marked Kyoko. 2 of these offices are dark currently. One of them, you can see that there's light spilling through the frosted glass and underneath, and you can hear the tapping of someone working at a keyboard.
Not sure why we would need an office. You live upstairs, I work downstairs.
So we can do very important spark work right here.
I suppose we are the lords of this freehold now. Lords and ladies.
Lords and
My
ladies.
apologies.
I guess we're going to have to figure out what kind of responsibilities we have.
Defense. Very important. If there's any work, upgrades, or any improvements that need to be made, I think that would go on the list as well, Lady Sophia.
Maybe we could organize a soiree or something.
I'll reach out to the other Cathane here in the neighborhood. That's not a bad idea either. If the workshop is as famous as His Grace implied, I'm sure we'd get all sorts of people.
It wouldn't hurt to let everyone know that we are temporarily in charge and there's no reason why we shouldn't know each other.
Yes, get to know people. I think we want to be careful not to invite in the wrong kind of people, though. If that makes sense.
Anyway.
It's incredibly easy to work while listening to yammering outside your door.
I'm gonna go over to Kyoko's door and knock.
Oh! Apparently you want to make yourselves known. Of course, come in, come in. You open the door. Inside the room, there is in fact no ambient light, but the glow of 4 monitors stretched out in a U shape. In front of a young woman seated in front of it with a keyboard and mouse stretched out in front of her. Her white hair is pulled back in a ponytail, tied also with the 2 very long floppy ears that she has amassed behind. Headphones resting in an odd configuration here with the headband behind the head. When she turns around, she takes off her gunner's yellow-tinted glasses and just puts them slightly down on her nose, but it seems that she has them specially made. They're made of just wireframe circles and pulled back.
Hello, Kyoko?
Lady Sophia, she stands up and she does a awkward curtsy.
Oh, please.
Awkward because she's wearing a skirt that seems too tight, except that it goes down to her knees, so she can't quite bow properly. And then her shirt just has names of video games, but only from the year 1992, stretched across.
I'm not sure if you've heard the news, but in Mr. Flux's absence, Duke Granville has placed the 2 of us in Patches.
You mean I didn't
temporarily
get the
in charge of
job? I really wanted it.
I didn't realize you had applied, Kyoko.
It would have been absolutely thrilling that on top of everything else that I'm trying to accomplish, to just keep an eye out for everything.
You sound like a real go-getter. Perhaps if there's any extra work that needs doing here...
I'm sure he knew how busy you are and wanted to spare you the extra trouble.
Well, now I feel embarrassed that I phoned so many times, just trying to convince them to take me.
I'm sure it all, I'm sure it was all documented very thoroughly, Kyoko. I'm sorry if this is disappointing to you, but we're all going to work together closely. Of course, we've been given technical charge, so you'll have to answer to us.
But
there's
of
anything.
course, we understand that yourself, Talus, and Claude have a lot more practical experience with the freehold. And
Answering to Braum. Sir Braum, you wouldn't want to order around someone like me, would you?
No, not at all. I wouldn't dream of it. Kyoko.
Pity. Occasionally, it's rather nice to be ordered around.
I suppose there's something to that. Certain career paths dictate a chain of command. You seem to work very independently, though. Perhaps it's missing from your life.
You're a knight of House Gwydion, yes? That must be very impressive. But I've always looked up to the idea that maybe one day, if I do my job and I try really hard, I could become a knight as well. Do you think they'd give me a sword?
Lady Kyoko. Well, I think you only earn a sword if you truly earn it, in battle and by deed. Are you a warrior?
I push buttons, and then things come up on a computer, and then robots do what I tell them to.
In a manner of speaking more about general.
charges into technology and conquers the virtual world. Right?
I'm more grounded in this one.
You don't like my code?
I haven't
Look,
seen your
and then she points at the screen, and all that's on the screen is on the left screen is Overwatch. On this screen, it's Team Fortress 2. On that screen, it's Quake Champions. And on the fourth screen is Barbie Horse Adventures.
Oh my
I
god.
love that game so much. Like, full disclosure. Barbie Riding Club, sorry.
You didn't create these.
Everyone.
Really? Now that is
yes.
impressive. I didn't realize you had a game development studio here.
Sir Braum, I look forward to following every order you give to the utmost of my ability.
Well,
Lady Sophia, I'm afraid that you'll just have to try harder.
I'll do my best.
Was there something I could do for either of you? Oh, and then she pokes a button and then a screen pops up and you can see Patches with the keypad open currently messing around with the insides. That's going to hurt. And that's when she gets the electric shock.
I wanted to ask your advice about something that happened to me today. I was in the old port and I got...
Did you get wet?
I did not.
Pity.
Yes, I
Okay.
suppose it was. I got 2 parking tickets though. And the attendant who gave them to me was not pleasant. I know it's not expected that they be pleasant, but he took a photo of me without my permission, and that is something that I'm not going to let slide.
Are you surprised? To be quite honest,
Fortunately
with the
not.
exception of perhaps Sir Braum, you are, in fact, the most beautiful creature anyone has seen this side of the old port.
Beautiful creatures deserve respect as well.
I'm flattered, but clearly the Lady Sophia is a much more attractive woman than a man.
Thank you, Braum.
Thank you.
You're a man. I hadn't noticed.
Just like ponder that one for a bit. I'm not gonna
I
tell
have
you.
his badge number. I have his name. I would love...
Keep had some lube first.
What was that?
What was that?
I would love to know a little more about him so I can know how to best follow up. Do you have any ideas?
No. Come back in about 2 hours.
Should I leave this here?
Anything you leave with me is absolutely secure.
I'll copy it down on this piece of paper.
Would you guys like to take a break? I happen to notice that I have 3 wine glasses in front of me.
Oh.
Because I'm going to take this opportunity to tell these folks about some of the kith we've been seeing, because they might have to catch up.
Yay! You muted?
Yeah,
Could you mute me, please?
Oh, I'll wait then. No more about.
All right, folks. So, for those of you who are not familiar, ooh, that's quite all right. We could all use a good bump now and again.
John, we've paused the game. You don't have to keep going. I can't stop.
Turn. You need to check in.
Hashtag Puka4 redacted.
So,
What? What's happening?
what's happening? So, we've encountered a few different kith. Kith would be, as somebody indicated in the chat, races, as it were, but not quite. Every changeling has a particular kith, something that they fall into, that determines things like their appearance and their various affinities and frailties as it comes out. Kith aren't a hard and fast rule in terms of your personality and the like, but certain people fall under certain categories. We've encountered Boggans, 2 of them in fact, Ashley and Claude. Boggans are ones who are very much homebodies. They love maintaining and living in a well-equipped home. They can accomplish physical actions as long as they're not witnessed in 1/3 of the time.
Oh, yeah.
But they also have this inescapable need to help people who are in genuine need of help. We've seen a few she, one of whom is sitting right there. There she is.
Hello.
She are among the most beautiful creatures in the entire world. In fact, they are the most beautiful creatures. They are born to rule. If Boggans are essentially halflings from Lord of the Rings, she would be the elves. Regal, destined to hold sovereign over anyone, except in today's modern society, it's not quite so simple. Oh, water. We've also met a puka. Kyoko is a rabbit puka, not a hare puka, I'm afraid.
Oh, well.
A rabbit puka. Puka are changelings who have an affinity to a certain animal, and in fact can shape change into their animal affinity. However, what they don't have is the ability to tell the truth. Changelings who happen to fall under the puka kith lie, exaggerate, stretch the truth, embellish, whatever they can do. But when asked a direct question, it takes all of their willpower even to try and tell the truth. So, if you look back on the conversation that Kyoko had with Braum and Sophia, you may recognize some differences.
Some sarcasm, perhaps, a little bit. Some outright, untruths. I think there's a fabulous flaw for like a kid. Like it's very challenging, I think, in terms of role playing, John. So I think kudos and hats off. But also, it'd be very tough to sort of maintain, But like I think it's such a fabulous idea,
puka.
Right?
We've also encountered knockers, one of whom is present, Patches, and another one who is not, Zister. Knockers are the consummate builders of changeling society, inventors, crafters, foul-mouthed creatures. Swearing is an art form for them. But unfortunately, while they are the greatest crafters you will see, they can never create anything perfect and must always have a flaw in whatever they construct. hence the squeaks.
I think my favorite thing is that, like, the assumption would be that a flaw in your creation would have to be like, oh, the grip is a bit too loose or whatever. It could be something totally harmless though, right? Like,
It could be a scratch on the stock.
Yeah.
It could be that if you use it 3 times in a row, it explodes. There's a lot
Anything,
of
who
things
knows?
that could potentially happen.
fabulous.
And then we also have a troll.
Yes,
Hello.
Braum, Team Braum.
I heard Brioco being thrown around.
Oh, of course.
Huge fan.
It's only a matter of time.
Oh, God.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be real here.
Trolls are essentially, you can't think of trolls as you've potentially seen them in other applications. Trolls are very tall, they're very blue, they're very strong, and they are the quintessential creatures of honor. If it's bad to be an Oathbreaker in Changeling Society, and believe me, it is worse to be a troll in an Oathbreaker, so we're all pleased that Scott picked a troll to play.
Hello. We'll see how, like, I'm thinking session 3. I'm gonna fuck it up. Back in a sec. Just quick, guys, quick.
And thank you for bearing with us as we have had several Chaos Cat.
Hey, Chaos Cat.
Did the Chaos Cats do anything while I was gone?
Well, they stabbed you in the thigh.
Actually, that wasn't. It was the fact that she chose to lie down on all the mic cables, and so when she got up, she was tangled in them. And I was
dear.
like, "Well, this is going to destroy all the equipment on
Yeah.
its second day of use." Fantastic.
You know, we try.
Classic cats.
Yep.
Classic. It's funny how we're all like on leashes.
Yep.
This is so strange in a great way, but it's like the vibe is so different.
I think if Braum breaks an oath, that's chug the remaining amount of your drink. You have to finish your drink.
We're gonna start having to show up with like 5 bottles of. Okay.
Okay. We'll get the box, the 4-liter box.
It's just interesting to play a game where people have cell phones.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is actually one of the major problems in a lot of role-playing games, is that in LARP play especially, if someone says, I want to do something like, I don't know, I want to make a gun. And you're like, well, you don't have any crafts,
Yeah.
so you can't. And then they say, well, I look up the plans on the internet.
Yeah.
Well,
I visit Pinterest.
You can try,
I
but
watch
you're gonna
some
mess it
YouTube
up.
Videos.
Real Brick Wall, if you sign up, you should be able to edit NPCs and stories episodes, but you can't edit the main landing pages because that's just to prevent randos from signing up and destroying our website. So if there's specific pages that you want to send edits to, let me know either through Twitter or through info@rpgclinic.com. That goes to all of us, and we'll see what about giving you access or putting
Who
that
wants
info
to edit
in.
the Kyoko page?
Incidentally,
Someone
I'm-
else might be currently
I'm
editing
already
it.
super pleased that we've got
Yeah,
wiki
thank you,
edits
guys.
Yeah.
being thrown in. I'm also kind of, this is the most we've ever had in terms of viewers ever,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you know, thumbs up
So
on you
yeah,
guys.
there's like a 10-minute lock anytime someone edits a page. That way, in case you finish it and you realize you left out a sentence or completely destroyed it, you can go back and re-edit it. So
How does it feel to play a character who has crafts?
pretty cool. I have yet to use them, but I intend to.
I would describe Patches as more of a tinkerer than a computer geek.
Oh yeah, like I have what, 2 dots in computers and 4 in crafts, specialization in machinery. By that I mean mechanical things. So yes.
Yeah, we had 300 something in those Geek and Sundry episodes, but I don't know if I'd count that.
We'll say these are our highest non-Geek and Sundry hosted attended episode. How about that?
It's
been a long time.
Your stream.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god!
Quick, everybody!
For those of you who may be new to this, part of the reason why Geek and Sundry would have hosted us, we have all worked on a web series called LARPs, which you can see on Geek and Sundry, but you can also see it on www.larpstheseries.com. We should probably include a link to that on RPG Clinic.
Yeah, somewhere on the site.
In fact, I think
blood fall only.
I mean, if you
Thank
look
you.
down, then you can do that there. Oh, we get a follow. Look at that. Oh, look at that. We've got links. Everybody's happy.
Did we shout out? Did we give a quick thank you to anyone who donated so far that we may have missed in game itself?
It looks like there. Yeah, it looks like we may have received a few donations.
Yeah, we
at
keep
least 2
hiding them. By
So Artemis, have to thank you for that.
Yay!
And Krister.
OMG! Guys!
Thank you.
Yes.
It's your donations that help us keep this going and help us upgrade our tech, like these sweet new lav mics. So it means a lot to us and allows us to keep improving so that we can always be bigger and better for you guys.
Yeah, as this is our first game, obviously, our mods extraordinaire, actually,
Yeah.
would be more appropriate. Our mods extraordinaire are currently fixing our bot.
They've been working
Oh,
overtime.
boy.
Yeah, they've been working overtime. So, hey, subscription to the channel is fantastic.
Also super boss.
But honestly, if there's anything that you guys can do for us, it's just to come and watch. Bring a friend.
Yeah.
Bring 50 friends. That's what we can use.
5,000
The donations help us keep our website up, help us make sure that we can improve our gear, and claw our way up. But honestly, your attendance, even if it's just to watch later on YouTube, that's awesome for us.
Yeah.
There was a question much earlier. My most hated drink. Semi-joke answer. I got served this once by mistake at a bar. A Scotch and tonic. Don't ever drink that, my friends.
Anything with tonic, sorry.
I
really
agree,
not
Because
my
you said
jam.
Not
Scotch
my
and
thing
soda,
either.
and they gave you Scotch and tonic.
I don't think this person knew the difference. It was
boy.
amazing. It
Wait,
was really fabulous.
transparent and bubbly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
Raphael, these are all going to be posted, I believe, because we didn't actually say otherwise, still on my YouTube channel. I'm going to have a separate playlist for Changeling. If we do that. And if we do otherwise, we will make sure to spam the living shit out of our social media. So
And our
you will find it.
website in the story archives, there'll always be a link to the video, etc., etc. There's
Surprise-
lots of ways to find out.
Surprised we aren't at Gen Con? So are we.
Yeah.
We're still working
here.
hard to hopefully be able to bring you more news about LARPs. When we say that, it's not an empty we're trying. Like, we're trying. We actually are.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get news, believe me, you guys are going to be the first to find out because you watch us.
Like, probably
on
literally
streams.
you guys. You might even
We
be
might even
watching
get the
when we get the
message,
call,
yeah.
you know?
Right.
It's like...
And we were at Gen Con for 2
Patches
years.
works.
We're looking forward to going back. We just couldn't make it happen this time around.
She was wearing tiny little wire rim glasses.
Kyoko's wearing wire-rimmed glasses with yellow tint.
For
She's
computer
so cool.
screens.
I want to be her friend.
She is pretty cool.
She just wants to be friends with Braum. God, so low.
No, I think she just likes making fun of me. Ella, buddy.
Yeah.
Can't feed them just yet.
All right. I think we're back to a keypad.
Oh boy.
Alright, I'm going to do something you don't like.
What's that?
I'm going to use an art. It's going to be affecting a prop. Just trying to figure out how to make use of my options.
Do you want me to go back to the others while you figure that out?
I've been thinking about it. I just don't feel like I know enough
So
about
what is it that you're trying to do?
I want to do something that will help me bypass this keypad. I've been looking at the wires, so I feel like I might have a sense of what
Hey!
Classic.
might be the right wire to mess with. So I sort of want to maybe I want to, I don't know, do something involving it, using prop, and maybe metamorphosis, maybe legitimate. I just feel like I have no idea what in this particular context I would do with the abilities that I have.
So
I could
it
shrink
seems
it,
like,
but that doesn't seem like that would help it. Like my problem.
it seems like the keypad is somewhat sentient.
Yeah.
So it is still, however, a keypad
Yeah.
that is designed to do what?
To keep the door closed.
Oh, that's weird.
Cat, Ripley.
Have we just totally lost
It's
you?
back in a
just
second.
the
Monitor?
monitor.
Possibly?
Yes, I'm sure it's the monitor.
Oh, weird.
Oh, interesting.
Very weird.
Ta-da!
Yep.
I was gonna be like, can you guys still see us? We won't know your response because we can't see the monitor.
No, this happened before.
Yeah, but it didn't look like that. It was static.
Yeah, I've seen it do that before.
You actually have to. The Samsung monitors are a bit weird. You gotta press it specifically.
Do you think it's
Power
Sorry,
off.
guys, we
Oh,
can't
yeah,
see
I should
anything.
check.
All right. So while we're handling this particular technical difficulty, brought to you by a cat, because they always are.
Because I saw it light up.
You may just have to straight up unplug it, wait for
Yeah.
5 seconds, and plug it back in. Power cycle it.
So, yeah. Hope you're all enjoying it.
Anyway, what you could do.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis 1 changes one specific
Yep.
specific kind of thing
Yep.
about your target.
Yeah.
So if this is a keypad that uses electronics to keep you out,
I could turn its wires into spaghetti noodles. Because you can change a material.
but
or I can
spaghetti noodles wouldn't be built into a keypad. But you can change one thing about it that doesn't change its basic function. So if it's a keypad that keeps people out, if its goal is to keep people out,
Yeah.
you could change from the keys. You could, instead of making it a keypad lock, you could potentially use it to turn it into a different kind of lock.
Okay.
And
Hello,
we're
we
back.
see you again. Sorry. Good old chaos cats.
Do you have the spray bottle
You're not plugged
there?
in, are you?
No.
No. Okay.
We're going to be
Um,
making good use.
That's
So
okay.
you can't quite change the list, as Real Brick Wallace said, because that's a very specific kind of. This is a very general.
No,
change.
yeah, I can't change the list,
But
but
you
I
were
can
looking to
change one
pick the lock.
material. I could try to pick the lock. So I guess would you allow me to change it from a digital lock to a physical lock with just Metamorphosis 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Now
See,
it's still,
I'm still learning the
Yes.
system. So to me, that's like 10 level, like way higher level, because
no,
yeah.
that's good. However, it's not going to change the complexity of the lock.
That's
So
fine.
it might still be really hard to pick.
Yeah.
But you're probably better off trying to pick a lock if you're going to do it physically like
Yeah.
that than
Yeah.
arguing with it.
Yeah.
Daniel TIE Fighter, you can always give advice, but we're not under any obligation to take it.
Yeah.
That's how it is. If you start basically trying to pilot the PCs,
Yeah.
then that's kind of lame. But
Yeah.
you can totally give advice,
Bad
especially
time.
considering that we're new to this, right?
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I will roll prop.
so you're using Metamorphosis 1.
Yep.
So your level of Metamorphosis is,
1,
your level of prop is,
5.
Fuck yeah.
your current difficulty is 8. Would you like to bunk?
Yes.
So a bunk is an action designed to draw attention to yourself, to create something different in the world in order to ease the flow of glamour, to create magic. So what bunk would you like to use?
I'm going to blank because I'm nervous.
Could you pull the book out?
Yes. Coming up. Let's get to that list there. Unless you want it, John. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I know it's like snapping and like doing some things that'll draw a little bit of attention. I'm just trying to think of something cool.
I'm just trying to think of something cool.
I think
Isn't
that's
that
legitimate.
basically like
Pretty much.
I mean, I
the
could
whole
throw on
game?
sunglasses, but I did that in our practice session, so like, bah, and there's no one around to witness
We're gonna
my
use
coolness.
it some other time. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm going to give
You have
the
like, cool
door.
bar tricks with your tool.
Not at the moment. Hold on.
Bar tricks.
Where? Da, da, da.
Like juggling?
so over
Where is
here?
it? Oh wow. Okay.
Those are some sample bunks. They have a whole page.
Oh,
Yep.
the emerald.
Actors would let to affect somebody who isn't a changeling. Fae lets you affect a changeling. So if Patches wanted to use it on herself,
Yeah.
she'd need
I feel like a
Fae,
lot of these are around
non-actor.
people and involving other people.
But it doesn't, even
yeah.
if they're
No,
even if
I'm
people
just
aren't
saying
there-
that this list isn't
Yeah.
necessarily helping me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick the door 3 times and flick the keypad 3 times.
All right, so I'll pull your difficulty back by -1. So
Yeah.
now your difficulty goes from 8 to 7.
Yeah.
And you have an affinity for prop, so it goes down to 6.
Okay.
Because you're a knocker.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Your difficulty is 6. Roll them up.
I get 1 success.
That's enough to change
Actually
it
fabulous.
for, I believe, a turn. So you can
Mm-hmm.
try to pick the lock in that turn. You hear the
Sure, use
keypad go, "What are you doing?" And then it has changed. This is a chimerical object, so
Yeah.
it does not actually cost you glamour in this case.
And it is larceny to pick a lock?
So it will be larceny.
Yep.
It'll be dexterity larceny.
I have
Specifically?
steady hand. Does that apply?
No, not
Okay,
for this.
that's fine.
So the difficulty for this is going to end up being, let's say 7.
Patches. Get her done. Oh, shoot.
No one, so that's good. And you said difficulty 7?
7, so I count 3 successes.
Yep, 3 successes.
All right. So the keypad morphs into the shape of a lock. Your bobby pin jams inside, and then with a few seconds of rustling, just like in Skyrim, and the door starts to rumble, and a red light above the door starts to beacon its way out, and you can see gas rising up. It's all very dramatic.
Whoa.
As the door opens up, opens, and then another door remains behind it. But
Does this one have a key?
this door just looks like a standard, like, big steel door that you can pull open with a handle. It does not have a lock.
Cool. I put the keypad back to where it was.
So the keypad morphs itself back, and the little green line just wavers as it speaks. Whew. I'm in so much trouble.
It's okay, he won't be back for 2 or 3, like, he won't be back for months for all we know. Last time I heard he was gone for 2 years, so, you know, if it's like this, maybe he'll be gone for a
I
day.
don't think I've ever been touched like that before.
Yeah, okay. We'll get to know each other a lot better in the next few weeks or months or years, depending on how long he's gone. So, into the next door.
You pull open the next door, and it's black. Pitch black behind.
Feel around for a light switch.
And we'll go back
Just touch a furry hand.
up to Braum and Sophia.
So I think we're just taking our leave of Kyoko.
Yes.
I'll be back in 2 hours. Can I bring you something to drink? What do you drink?
The tears of my enemies.
Anything they would have at the bar upstairs?
I understand that they have water. It's not as salty as I would like, but it'll do.
I can get them to salt the
That would
water.
be-
A shipload would.
That would be, of course, perfectly within your station to serve somebody so far beneath you.
You're doing me a favor.
You could learn a lot from paying attention to the Lady Sophia.
I like to think I pay attention.
Not too much attention. It's considered uncouth.
Yes.
Specifically, focus your attention in the face region.
Facial region. Got it.
And try not to stare too long at her ears. Believe me, I know I'm sensitive to it.
They are lovely. We should go.
We're making the rounds.
Did he interrupt a compliment?
I think they make him uncomfortable.
They're just ears.
Well, they're not like mine, that's all.
I don't have horns either.
That's a good point.
But I suppose I could try. He's not very good at goodbyes, is he?
It's not, no.
Well, it's not goodbye.
It's a see you soon.
Exactly. Because we'll be here.
So, water?
Why is Patches going into the dungeon?
Because Patches wants to visit the workshop.
She's headed into the dungeon.
Oh,
I assume it's not off limits.
is there something dangerous down there that she might want to be aware of?
There is absolutely nothing dangerous down there whatsoever.
We should go
Let's
down
go.
there.
I grab Sophia by the arm.
Don't
Sorry.
touch me.
Okie dokie. All right, that's happening. Okay.
That's fine, Braum.
No,
It's
but
fine.
we're going for that elevator.
As you head for the elevator, Claude at this point now
God.
has started to pour himself a drink. He picks it up. What is the hurry?
Kyoko mentioned something about the dungeon downstairs.
Yes.
Is it a dangerous place?
Do you know dungeons to be fun times for people to run around and make merry?
Typically.
Or are dungeons places that reek like shit, smell like shit, and you spend the rest of your insignificant little life staring outside at the one window they give you and wonder whether you'll ever see the sun again?
Claude, is something very dangerous being kept in the dungeon?
Well, of course.
What is it?
Is this a dragon?
Oh,
I'm sorry. There's a dragon here in the freehold.
What, did you not know?
Did not know that.
Why
no.
would we know?
We did not know that.
I'm not allowed them in the dungeon. I don't see this dragon. I don't feed this dragon, but there is a dragon.
How is the dragon alive if no one's feeding it? Oh dear.
Then it
there's
must
a
be
hungry
very
dragon
hungry.
downstairs in the dungeon?
Claude, I want you to listen to us very carefully. We're going to go down there. We're going to subdue whatever danger there is and save Patches. If we're not back in an appropriate length of time, please contact Duke Granville. Tell him we did our best to discharge our duty.
You love this, don't you? It's a glorious sacrifice.
I hope-
Running full tilt into danger, knowing that it's the only thing that keeps your blood pumping. Do you know what keeps my blood pumping?
Your heart?
I lost my heart long ago.
Claude, I am very interested to hear a bit more about your past romantic life, but right now we need to go make sure that Patches isn't in danger.
We
I'm
should
sorry.
see if Incisor is here.
I don't think we need...
Or I think we do. I think we need all the
Fine,
weapons
let's see.
we can get.
Why would Incisor be here? Incisor right now is probably off partying her brains out somewhere.
It's true, she tends to go out at night.
Well, all right, off we go.
Claude, if there's any advice or information you have. I know you are not allowed down there, you haven't seen it, but if there's anything you know, please.
Au revoir, mon ami.
Just friggin' roll my eyes.
Think of me when you are finally figuring out what the fuck is down there. And understand that I'm up here, not rooting for your success, but I wouldn't think ill of you.
On our way out, I'm just gonna whisper to Sophia, we have to work on him.
intend to. So this whole dragon situation,
Yes?
on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel that you can?
I've overcome many dangers in my... We're headed for the elevator, John? I
Yeah,
don't
we
know
are.
if we
We're
need to,
doing
like...
the old walk and talk.
You've
Yeah.
pushed a button. It's
The old walk and talk.
It's heading down right now. The first few notes
There you
of
go.
"We Love to Party" start to play, and then they stop, and then "Boom, Boom, Boom, Boom" instead starts throwing itself out there.
Can you not hear me? Where did I unplug myself? I think I did. Hello, hello, hello. Testing? Wait.
Check.
Yeah, you seem good.
I seem very quiet here, though. Look at that.
Classic Liz.
What's happening?
Are you on off?
Oh, I know what's wrong. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Yay!
Back down a little bit.
Lady Sophia, I feel very confident in my ability to overcome any danger that we may encounter. I believe Patches is quite adept with weapons, if she has. Have you been forged in the crucible of combat? Nope, I'm not
What
gonna
does
say that!
mean, Braum? No.
Have you had to fight before?
No.
The elevator opens up and you can see Patches standing like 2 paces into a very, very dark room with a steel door behind a very massive blast shield door with a keypad that's line is still kind of like a little fluttery.
Oh my.
And there's a big red light that's swirling around like this.
Patches,
What?
don't go in there.
Why not?
There's a dragon in there.
I'm gonna stride forward, yeah.
Back the fuck up, slam the door.
The door doesn't close.
Because it's being held open by a dragon!
No, it just
Okay.
won't, like, it doesn't latch.
Is it because the latch is broken?
There is no latch.
Close it. Braum, can you lean against this door?
I like roll up my sleeves higher, I guess, and yeah, I just like lock in against the door. We have it.
I'm so sorry, keypad. I didn't realize that I was in the wrong place.
This is...
I was under the impression that this was the workshop.
Security countermeasures engaged. A message from Flux, Zistor is available. Would you like to play it?
Yes.
Don't fucking break into my shit! What the fuck is wrong with all of you?
Label your shit better.
Just walk into the dungeon, lock yourself in a cell, and I'll be down shortly to see what the hell I'm gonna do with you.
Yeah, except
Don't even
he's
try
not
using
here.
the elevator, it won't work. And eventually, deadly neurotoxin's gonna flood this room. So you might as well get into a cell really fast.
Bypass security measures on grounds that Flux is not present, and we are now the owners and operators of this freehold.
Are you on the approved visitors list?
Yes.
What is your name?
Patches.
Eh.
Fuck.
Then we shouldn't go in and lock ourselves in, should we? You should lock us out. We are not approved to visit.
Error. Neurotoxin not found.
Oh, good.
Well, thank goodness for small miracles.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, Braum.
I want
Keypad, you
to
don't flood that. Don't do it. I'm gonna
try to
try
use my make it work, but I don't have my...
make it work.
My-
It is working. But you can try to use crafts, yes.
Okay. Fix it, maybe? The fix it? Like, I don't have my page. It's in the plastic sleeve, which is far, far away.
I can.
Like, I think it's in my blue bag over there.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Somebody grab it.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You see that there's now lights inside, as the door now shows light showing from underneath, from the crack of the door. You see gas starting to come out of the
Yeah,
thing.
so...
However, when your tongue
Yeah.
touches the gas,
Yeah.
it's not deadly neurotoxin. This gas is dry ice. It's carbon dioxide.
Oh, I would have been dead. It's nothing. I mean, it's not the best thing. Don't go swimming in it, but...
Back away from it.
Don't go swimming in it.
I want to fix the door and
So-
make that close.
Okay. So yeah, you can totally try to do that. So, are you trying to intimidate the door into closing, or are you going to try to fix it?
No.
So that'll be an intelligence crafts roll, please. Difficulty for a door in this particular case is just going to be 5.
Well, actually, that was 9. I need to actually reduce the lowest.
Yeah.
1, 5, 1, 6. 3 successes.
All right.
Yes.
Ooh,
So
Pick your-
it only
pick your
takes
place.
a couple
Sit.
of moments for you to jigger the latch so that it pops out again and the door closes. But now, as you do it, you have to open the door in order to do it. And you can see that there's a light path headed down. This is stonework underneath. Like think like your standard dungeon.
Yeah.
And there's lights, and it leads into one of the cells, and a little arrow that just says "Go in here," and it blinks.
No. So I close the door.
Wait, what was in there?
It was trying to tell us to go lock ourselves in a cell. That doesn't sound terribly fun, does it? Is that your idea of a good night? It's not mine.
Not if there's a dragon in there.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. All right. Computers and what? I want to try to hack this keypad. Or is it larceny or?
For hacking
yeah.
the keypad specifically?
Yeah.
It would be computers for this.
Okay. Computers. Intelligence.
Sure.
Perception.
Intelligence computers.
Difficulty.
It's a pretty self-isolated keypad. We'll say the difficulty is 8.
1 success.
So the keypad buzzes a little bit.
I'm trying to add myself to the list.
If you wish to add yourself to the visitors list, all you need to do is upstairs and then... But every once in a while, we'll be happy for your business.
I'm gonna go find that page.
Yay! Bye.
Hey John,
Yes.
okay, so is the ground, is it made of stone?
The ground here outside is made of metal. The ground
Okay.
inside the door is made of stone.
And the door is now closed.
Well, the door is latched closed, but it's not locked. There is no lock on
And
this door.
are all the walls stone? What are the walls?
The
made
walls
of?
around you right now are made of metal. The walls inside looked
So
like
it's
they were
all
made of stone.
No, all right. I had an idea. It's not gonna work because I ain't going through that door.
I mean, you could.
No, I will not be doing that.
See, rip Sophia, but you could.
The keypad rumbles again, and then added.
Someone's been added.
State name for identification.
But she can't.
Lady Sophia. Sweet.
Lady Sophia has been added to the visitors list.
Great, you want to tell it to, let's step back and tell it to lock and rearm the system?
Lady Sophia, it's time to feed the dragon.
Please
Sounds like a trap.
explain. Process. Thank you.
You can just speak to it like a person. I
Please,
think that-
please explain what
no,
that means.
No, like a person.
Oh,
All food and water and required vitamins are included in cell 4L.
lock and rearm security system, please.
Lady Sophia, it's time to feed the dragon.
Just over.
Oh,
Hooray.
there's nobody in cell 4. We can't beat the dragon.
Over.
It's all a mistake.
Override command requested.
Thank you.
And the door rumbles closed.
Oh, great.
And shuts.
Perfect.
Perhaps it's not a real dragon. Perhaps it runs on machinery or anything. It could be anything. I don't think we have enough information.
Well, you know who would know? Maybe somebody who has security cameras everywhere.
I don't think we can get a straight answer out of her. Excuse me. And frankly, I'm a bit surprised we're not in there right now trying to...
If you can get them.
She's not there.
Oh, someone was.
Yeah, I felt it. I felt the presence of
back
cats.
just to see the scene, just so I know if the camera's ever knocked off, of course. Thank you. For example, it kind of is. Scott's hidden behind the monitor all of a sudden. When did that happen?
I don't think it's the monitor.
There we
it's
go.
the camera. But anyway.
Perfect.
Let's do that.
Well, interesting.
And frankly, I think that if there is a challenge there, we can... Whoops.
Sorry.
It's okay.
That we can face it together.
So where's the workshop? And I'm just gonna walk off and try to find the workshop.
Patches.
The
What?
workshop is behind this door.
Grant access to workshop.
The doors open up again, and this time instead of the steel door behind it, you can see a huge cavernous room.
Oh.
Clicking on light after, you know, like those old lights that take they light out with like a chunk and like they blow up. So chunk, 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 and the lights start pushing their way down. And inside you can see machines that Patches would potentially recognize. You two probably not. There's if the exhaust had a graveyard of tools on the walls, this one has tools mounted onto pegboards with taped out outlines of every single tool that they have and a clearly listed name underneath. And everyone underneath has a tinier little tag that says "fuck off." If this room is the size of like a soccer pitch, it's got a conveyor belt that runs all the way down the center. And on that conveyor belt, sitting there right now, looks to be an anvil. It's just a plain old anvil, and on top of that anvil rests a hammer. You can see through a glass wall that the balefire room here, the balefire has open access, and you can see even below where the top of the balefire is, so that you could in fact shove something directly into it should you choose to. All of the tools here are open. There's no lock in place. There's no more of those keypads that you can see. But above you can see that there are sprinklers waiting there to cascade something down. There's an eye wash station close to a bunch of chemicals. There's a chemical shower sitting there, and there's a cupcake that looks like it's probably been sitting there for about 2 weeks. Hard as a rock.
Yuck.
On a table next to some rolled up blueprints.
Why the fuck didn't you let me in here when I asked to go in?
Security countermeasures. Those who attempt to force the lock get sent to the dungeon.
That makes sense.
Why did you let me in now?
You're on the approved visitors list.
Sophia is. I am not.
She's present. Would you like to be added to the approved visitors
Yes.
list? State your name for identification.
Patches.
Done.
That was difficult.
Would I be able to pass through the room to where the balefire is?
Yes.
I would like to do so.
So as soon as you step in,
Oh.
you can see on the floor a projection, and it says "No steel-toed boots," and arrows pointing at your feet. As you keep walking, it doesn't stop you,
I am
but
not
it
wearing
follows you
steel-toed
along on the
boots,
ground,
so we're good.
identifying your lack of safe footwear.
That's very funny.
A tiny little sign
Surprise.
comes down from the ceiling and it points directly at your face and it says, "Lack of protective eyewear." And it just follows you.
Yeah, Sophia. Fire.
It's the balefire.
This end seems to be designed for, forging, melting metal.
Then I'll find the other
Your
end.
face is very pretty. You wouldn't want it to
you.
melt.
That's nice.
Now, I'm going to start
Entered
working
into database. Pretty face.
on this, and it may or may not explode, so you may want to stand back. I'm going to look around for some goggles. And
So off just to the side, you see that there are lab coats, goggles, and they're not quite steel-toed boots. They look like steel-toed like shells that you put your foot into, and it'll just like as hard as it can, just slams shut. Thankfully, not onto you, but around your foot.
Sweet. Clack. I throw the rifle open.
All right.
Those same 4 malfunctioning words that you can't hear.
Go off to the small tools. See what I can do. Look
Lady
for some-
Sophia, the dragon is hungry. You're now... So for you, the rifle has little lights on some of the sides. They're very subtle. Like, they're not the kind of lights that will blast out and show your location. But you can see that there's a few warning lights on there that are blinking. The rifle looks like it would fire. But beyond that, it's impossible to tell what it's supposed to do. This thing is incredibly ornate and complex.
I just want to make sure that it's not going to backfire.
Okay, so you have experience dismantling and assembling rifles,
Yes.
believe it or not.
I'm a
So-
gunsmith.
So in doing so, the rifle looks like it would fire perfectly well. It's been maintained and in fact seems to have a self-oiling mechanism every time that you unlock and lock it. But that's there. The balefire here feels a little hotter than it would in the balefire room. It, as you go lower, it turns a deeper and deeper shade of purple currently.
So I would like to go to the balefire room.
Do you step inside, by the way?
I probably will. Yeah.
So as soon as you step inside, a sign comes down that says "No protective headwear." That these two didn't get.
Seems pretty safe to me.
And then from the sign, another part swings down on a hinge, and it says "You're too tall."
I crouch. I start to hunch until the sign goes away. Will it? Yeah!
But then it points out the fact that you're not wearing protective eyewear or
Ah!
steel-toed boots.
I'm looking to see if there's
Feet are
another
fine.
door or some other way to access the balefire room from here.
The balefire room.
Yeah, you said.
So the balefire room has a key, which
Which
is
we have.
easily accessed from this room, or from the room before where you came down from the elevator. So that is open. On the inside, you see the cots that were set up, the purple flames.
All right, I'd like to go in. Check out that old balefire.
Easily done.
Fabulous.
It's there.
Sorry?
No, nothing. It's there.
Well, when I go inside, I want to take a moment to just sit in front of the balefire and marvel at the fact that I am visiting it by myself and not because I had to ask someone to escort me down here. And it feels pretty good.
So from you in the forge, if you look through the flames up top, you can see that there's now a Autumn She sitting there, just enjoying the fire. You're relatively sure that she can't see you, but you can see her.
Well, this is going to be a project, but at least it's not going to explode on me. Clack. Fold up the gun, put it back in its box. And,
It actually would fit into a modified holster.
That's pretty cool.
look around, look in some bins, see if there's any leather.
Patches, why was that bequeathed to you? Does he want something done with it?
It's broken, it needs
Oh.
fixing, but it's not going to backfire.
That's
So,
for the best.
but I'm pretty sure it's probably super strong. I just don't know how to get those parts working, and seemingly neither did he. But I don't think I'm going to get that done tonight.
No, but
In time.
I imagine we'll have several
Especially with a
weeks.
shop like this.
Yes, it is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Maybe
wouldn't
it'll
know the
only
first
be
thing.
weeks.
The dragon is hungry.
I, for one, would like to know more about this dragon.
Isn't there someone who knows more about this? He had a puka. Didn't he that helped him out with this place? What was her name?
Kyoko. That's
Let's
right.
ask her. She knows things, right?
I imagine we're not going to get a straight answer out of her. It was hard enough before.
Maybe Talus?
I haven't seen Talus yet today.
So, I mean, Caesar doesn't strike me as the one who would know about feeding dragons. Maybe.
Definitely not.
Maybe Caesar's the one who caught the dragon.
Keypad.
Identify.
Sir Braum. Very deliberately.
Sir Braum is not on the approved visitors list.
Add Sir Braum to the approved visitors
Oh,
list.
fine.
Thank you. Keypad. Is this dragon very dangerous?
I'm a keypad. I help you get into and out of things.
Help.
Danger is not part of my function.
You have a lot more intelligence than I would have assumed. Thank you for all your help. Patches, I can go get Sophia if you need to work on this, but I really think that if there's something down here that needs to be tamed, conquered, or taken care of, that we should do that. It's part of the freehold. It deserves to be,
But he didn't mention it anywhere.
well, why
He mentioned the
wouldn't?
workshop.
That's true.
Didn't mention the dungeon. Only got into the dungeon because the keypad decided not to let me in. Because he forgot to give us access.
Well,
Isn't... If you want to feed the dragon, you can, but I think it's foolish. Have you fought dragons before?
I just smile. And walk away
Do they...
to the keypad.
My understanding is that they need a bit more than a bullet to defeat them.
I pat the inside of my coat. I have something that might do the trick.
Day one of having this, I thought it would be fun in a workshop, not fighting dragons. Damn it, Flux.
I don't plan on doing anything. I just need to make sure that if there is something else that needs doing here at the freehold, that we all manage to get that accomplished. Keypad. I require your services once more. Please allow me to feed the dragon.
So the entire room starts to turn.
Sure hope these guys
it
are
doesn't
okay.
make any sound, but it seems to shift over so that away from the workshop, and there's Patches, and you can see her, and then the door that you saw before that Patches is fixed comes into view. It doesn't even feel like you're moving. But it seems like this entire room is sitting on one massive Lady Susan. Lazy Susan, not Lady Susan. You're a lady.
Hello. Do I notice that?
No, because you're still attached to the room. You can still come out into this sort of elevator
Right.
room that leads to now the balefire room, the workshop, and the dungeon.
Sweet.
gonna prepare myself. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I'm gonna, once the dungeon has appeared, I'm gonna go in and not lock myself in anywhere.
So you can hear, both of you, that steel door opening.
Oh dear.
The lights light up and they're still pointing to in here.
I don't want to have to deal with his dead carcass. I'm going to follow him.
Oh shit.
Okay, so for you, it shifts back, the door opens, you come out. You see, just as he starts to walk in, the door comes back into view.
I obviously don't want to step into this cell if it's going to close behind me or anything, so making
So when
my
you
way
look
down
in the cell,
hallway,
you see a table, and on this table is the following items. You see what looks to be a bloodstain. It's small, about this big. You see a turkey baster, and you see a cooler underneath that table. There's also a few hay bales in this room, and what looks to be a rudimentary bucket.
Is the door to this cell open?
It is open.
Is there anything in there, alive?
In the cell?
There's that stuff.
No. There's that stuff. The other cells are dark, and you can't see
But
inside.
further on down. Okay.
Patches, you now can see this as well. I don't know if Lady Sophia has done her meditations.
Now she's staying in the Bellfire room.
Fuck your danger and fuck you.
She feels a little like some movement near the collar of her dress, and she looks down, and a little tiny purple and pink lizard pokes its head out, and she takes it into her hand and lets it out. Hello? This is ours now.
It trains its eyes on the fire and just tilts its head, trying to understand what that would mean to it.
I give it a little pat. I just go back to admiring the fire.
All right, just wanted to introduce that thing, eh? Yep, all right. Legit. All right, John, well, I'm going to go in and fill the baster from the cooler,
So
I guess.
when you open the cooler,
Yes.
inside the cooler, you see that there's 4 cartons of homogenized milk and an ice pack.
Patches, what the hell is going on?
I
just
have
milk in here.
No idea. Do dragons like milk?
If it was a baby dragon, perhaps.
Keypad. Where is the dragon?
And
I filled the baster with some milk.
the lights on the floor of the dungeon, you see that another set leads on to one of the cells further on in. This dungeon feels like it's artificially dank. Like someone is piping in water on the
Nugs,
walls
sorry.
to
Sorry.
Sorry.
and then a sign points to in here
Ugh.
in a different cell.
All right, well,
And you can hear
I'm gonna walk over towards it.
I'm gonna bring a container of milk. Bring
Opening up the
baster.
rifle again.
Oh shit.
on the inside you can see that there's a small nest about the size of this table that we're sitting at. And lying in here is it almost looks like a statue at first, carved out of pure silver. And then it rustles a little bit and it tucks its very small, tiny wings back, and a little head comes up with 2 tiny horns and eyes that are wide and shine golden.
guess it wants milk.
Next to the nest, you can see a laptop, and the laptop has a running series of what looks to be sensors on them. And when the dragon kind of lifts itself up, you can see that it's got tiny little suckers placed on its belly.
You feed it. I'm gonna look at this computer. Read the data.
Yeah, we're gonna enter together, and I'll like crouch down, and I'm moving very slowly. I don't want to, scare it or anything. Take the baster full of milk and give it a bit.
So it starts to lap up the. Where's the spray?
Liz, the spray ball.
Yeah.
Come on, get out. Get out.
Well, we don't want to douse our electronics either.
Oh yeah, Ella doesn't
Unless.
really get. It's Ripley that's super effective against him.
Now Ella hates me. That's
Yay!
She hates everyone. It's okay.
good.
Except the dragon.
When the dragon moves up, you see that it has scars along its side, and then when it opens its mouth, you see that its teeth have been recently pasted back on. Like you can see that there were cracks and that they seem to have been glued and then pushed back up.
What happened to you?
When you look at the computer, you can see that it has. It looks like it would be like like an EKG and an ECG, but they're not quite. They don't look like what a humans would look like. What's that? Oh, that was the cat. And you can see that there's levels that indicate where something should be normal in a certain area, and it seems to be outside those areas in a couple of different places. Notably blood pressure. It seems to be low on blood pressure.
Do you know anything about animal medicine? Veterinary sciences?
I may not be on the rudimentary.
I mean, I have basic medical, but never
This
had to
is a
deal with
bit
animals.
Outside of our expertise. Perhaps Sophia might know something? I'm not sure.
But we'll never
probably-
know.
Wait, what?
She probably is fond of ponies and stuff. She seems like the type.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm not here.
Yeah, John, I'm getting a sense that perhaps the dragon was either like experimented on or was somehow rescued and brought here, right? From trauma. I'd love to... Oh, wait. I'd love to roll just to see if I can get a sense of what may have happened to this dragon in the past. Like,
Okay.
what's wrong?
For this particular roll, I'm going to ask you to roll your perception, Greymare.
Such it? Oh, I can.
Kate.
Yep.
It looks like there's other systems available on this computer if you want to poke around.
Sure.
Sophia, the fire is awesome.
Fire is awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kind of concerned that my friends, I don't know,
Why'd you put it in quotation
my
marks, dude?
dudes, we're not really friends yet, man.
Scare quotes.
Hello, guys.
They've
right
gone
here.
off, so I'm gonna get up and follow them. Come on. Pick up the little one. Tuck her in.
Div 6?
Your difficulty is 8. How often have you come across a dragon?
That's a good point. I scored a success.
It would seem that if while you're looking at it, it's kind of hard to tell. But the wounds that you see, based on the battles that you fought, this doesn't look like somebody attacked it. That those you would see like defensive wounds.
Right.
These don't look like that.
Well, I don't think it was captured and brought here. It certainly didn't fight back.
People are proposing different useful allies, fellow stewards.
Yeah.
People?
I mean, a dragon would make a very useful ally, and I can understand the interest in experimenting on it, but I think that the risks of angering it far outweigh the benefits.
Who
Let's
has the
try
most
to-
gray mare out of all of you?
Make it our friend.
Two? How much gray mare do you have? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you really...
Yeah, no, I'm just talking out of my
Just talking out
butt.
of my butt
So
here.
you see first that when you look to the left, there's that small blood stain in a cooler that's open and it's got milk and dry
I
ice
immediately
in it.
assume they're dead, and then
Good
don't
assumption.
see
good
enough
assumption.
blood, so I continue.
Speed bumps. Oh my god. Sorry.
Maybe if we make it our friend, we can use it.
So I'll invite people to roll intelligence gray mare if you can.
Yes.
Does people include me?
yes, you're people.
Oh, I come in.
May I
come
also
in and I
write
take in
Your
the
lizard
scene.
Mab
Yeah.
is obviously frightened of this dragon and hides underneath your hair.
That makes sense. It's okay, sweetheart.
I'm gonna go to pet the dragon as well while I'm feeding it.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty for this is going to be 7.
1.
Okay. With 1 success, I will tell you this. It is known that not all dragons are evil,
It's legitimate.
but that's all I'm giving you.
All right.
I would like to go up to the dragon and pet its head as Braum is, and hum it a few bars of my favorite lullaby.
So as you bring your hand close, it flinches. It doesn't pull away, but it flinches. Very deliberately.
So I stop and I hold out my hand so it can, if it wants, smell my hand first.
Patches, what are you doing?
Poking around on the computer.
So the computer
Wow,
seems
so
to have, first you see an Excel spreadsheet, and it has lists of what these values were for, by your count, 10 days.
Maybe he isn't hunting the newest, basically gone off panning for gold, which is close enough to what he did last time. Maybe he's off to do something about this dragon.
There's also a Word document. Thank you, Kaylin. Sorry,
I
there's a
click
Word
the Word document.
Double click.
The document opens up, and it says, feed twice a day. And then there's a whole page break, and then underneath it says, if you're genuinely interested, I need to find this little one's mother. No one can know where I'm going. No one can know what I'm doing. But keep this one safe for me.
Well, friends, we have ourselves a pet dragon in a freehold, and hopefully for the sake of this little dragon, good.
So you're singing still?
I'm humming to it, and as I hum, I want to cast Primal 1, which is Willow Whisper, which allows me to I can speak to a plant, an animal, an object, a natural feature via whisper.
Sure.
I want to try to cast that on the dragon. And it's interesting because it says the realm that I select determines what I may speak to.
Yes, so the dragon would fall under Fae.
Yeah.
I believe that's Fae 3.
It's
Okay.
on my cheat sheet.
So I can spend a point of glamour to bump my Fae 2 up to Fae 3.
Yeah, because you have Fae 2.
Phase 3
Yeah.
is
Yeah, so it'll
Chimera.
cost,
Cool.
it'll cost you one for that.
Great.
So roll your primal and your Fae.
which would make it 3, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You spent a while singing to it, so I'm going to give you a -2 on that. What's your affinity? Is it Fae?
It is Fae.
So your difficulty is 5.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
If only you'd botched.
That would have been fabulous.
Okay, so you have 3 questions that you can ask the dragon.
Just to let everybody know, this would be done completely in a whisper, but I'm not going to, so that you can hear us properly.
Makes sense.
Are you in pain?
Less pain every time I wake up.
That's cute.
Where is your mother?
I don't know.
What is your name?
The other one was just calling me little one.
I wish I could ask if you liked that name.
Cute.
Well, all right.
What are we supposed to do with this?
You fucking guys.
I love it. Toads, yeah.
Feed it twice a day. Seems to need milk.
Do you think that Sister left to go and seek
Yes,
information
but
about this
it's
dragon?
a secret.
Oh,
He's off searching for gold. Or,
so to speak.
yeah. I mean, he's usually chasing after the latest, Yukon Gold Rush, but, equivalent for whatever's of the fad these days.
Well,
Its heartbeat is getting a little stronger. It's like moving more towards the...
Well, whatever you did seems to have helped.
Just spoke to it.
I'm happy to try to strengthen it if we ever need to leave here with it for any reason, but it would be temporary.
Not gonna need to do that for a while. I mean, as in, it won't be healthy enough for a while.
I'm a bit surprised. I suppose if it was a secret, Sister wouldn't want to mention it to anybody. But if not, who would have fed it?
Guess he assumed we'd find our way in.
I say it. Sophia? Him, her?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Is that a roll I can make, John? If not,
Yeah, perception, Grammar.
right.
You can peek under the dragon's skirts.
What's the difficulty? Usual?
We're going to say 6 for this.
That is 1 success.
This dragon looks to be female.
I believe it's a she. And she's...
No, but you're a she.
Boo.
And she's always been called Little One.
That she is. What about when she gets bigger? I guess it'll be a fun, ironic name.
Sure. She is in pain, but it's going away. So, whatever care has been given to her was well done.
Her vitals are being monitored. Let's see if there's a way. Oh. Huh. I'm going to see if this computer is connected to any sort of network.
Seems to. It has an Ethernet cable in the back, and it's routed into the wall.
Great.
Cat 6.
Goes somewhere.
I open up a browser window and see if it's connected to the internet.
You open up a browser window, and the first thing that you see are, on its homepage, camera images of various other places in the freehold, notably a garden with a quite a large pond in it, and the exhaust, where Claude has now 4 glasses out on the bar, all empty, and he has his head against it, drooling, and the drool is sliding across the bar top.
Attractive.
And with that, we'll end the session.
What a way to end. We made a little dragon friend. La 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 la. Dragon
Imagining the
friends.
3 of us with like holding a baby dragon, just like looking at Claude. Like,
Can that be the name of our motley? Dragon friends.
Dragon
Dragon
friends. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm
Dragon
sorry.
friends.
I'm sorry,
Right
Elizabeth.
back.
I may have committed
Right after murder house.
many mistakes
Dragon friends is brought
today
to you by Murder House.
alone.
I think a bus is coming. I think a bus is coming.
In Exaltwitch, we had Fancy Corner in order to determine the play of the game, but now the stakes have gotten just a little bit higher. 1 vote will go towards each player and their play to find out who's going to get 1 bonus experience for this session and all sessions, now into the future. But if you need to refresh your drinks, think of questions, or just scratch yourself in that one place that's been bothering you, now's the time to do it. Fancy Corner is up in just a moment.
Captain Daft's got it, by the way. We are,
Motley
of course, the
Crew.
Motley Crew.
Crew.
God damn it.
You did this to yourself.
God damn it. So I'm going to take 1 play for each of you.
Mhm.
That will be what makes it in. But yeah, from now on, you can certainly highlight NPCs, but they are not eligible to win the play of the game.
Yay.
Hey, thanks for everyone who's been hard at work on the wiki.
Yo,
Thank
I
you.
cannot
Amazing.
wait.
You guys-
when we
I
log
can't wait
off,
to
I'm
read
gonna
it
go
all.
check it out.
Do that shit together.
It's so cool. Love it. And we're gonna have obviously our character pages to update eventually, and episode synopses will go up soon, guys.
Now, our bot has actually also improved. Now it's actually got its whole thing on its own thing. So
That was pretty fabulous.
The keypad page.
My finest work.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Dev. Oh my god, you guys are gonna add an NPC for everything.
It's gonna be great.
Really, it's not when I spoke to a dragon.
you named the baby. Well, no, but you're certainly allowed to suggest things for the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Give me name the baby. Give me name it.
Dominique, if you're watching, that's your next JT meme.
Yeah, pretty much.
Braum whipping it out and feeding the baby dragon. What?
I did nothing of the sort.
Ah, yes. the
Madam,
king of cocaine.
I'm the
POTG.
king of cocaine.
It's familiarly numb on your tongue. I'm like, wait, what?
What kind of tea
Wait,
is
hold on.
this? I think my favorite part is that you like dipped 2 fingers into the tea, or you like did something.
1 finger.
1 finger.
My
Alright,
tea. I would never have drunk that tea though.
All right.
Maybe the teapot? Nope.
Yeah.
Ella,
No.
you're gonna get fed soon, buddy.
So here are your options this time
Yay.
around.
It's too early for Cove. It's before 7. We're not savages.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Someone said in the chat.
Strides into potential.
Yeah,
What
that was
it
pretty
you said?
badass.
In the crucible of what did you say?
Oh, I
The
said,
crucible
have
of
you not
combat?
been forged in the crucible of
Oh
combat?
my god, Scott.
Sophia hacks the keypad with her questions. Patches metamorphosizes the keypad. And Braum swears an oath to the king of cocaine.
Oh my god.
So that's going to be thrown out there. While that's happening,
No.
Yes, Braum's gonna win. I'm so
it's the first time for this particular game. In order to earn their experience, our players are going to have to say what they learned this session. And we're going to start, even though usually it's random, we'll start from left to right. Liz.
I learned that Sophia has a lot of patience for things that happen around her, and I'm excited to find the moments where her patience runs thin. She cracks just a little bit.
Kate.
I learned that I need to review everything because I was so focused on trying to keep up with what was going on. I don't feel like Patches has really come out. So I don't feel like I've learned anything really about who Patches is yet. So I need to do my homework.
In terms of the mechanics and like how
Yeah.
the sort of things work. Yeah.
Scott.
Got that.
And new playstyle.
New playstyle. I learned that Braum is very deliberate and very particular, but that he's fearless, and I think that he's a lot more gung-ho about sort of walking into challenges than I am, so that might come up a bit in the future.
He's so funny. He's
Well, apparently the
I'm loving Braum.
Oh
He's
my
pretty
God.
amazing.
Classic you guys. Oh shit. Well,
Well, it looks like our first play of the game.
yay! Thanks, guys. And I just had to swear an oath to a guy with cocaine. Technically, I didn't contract the oath. I just want everybody to know that. So, like, I don't have my extra strength or whatever, but yay!
So that's the first. That'll be 1 extra XP for you, Scott, on this particular outing.
Thanks.
But we've got a couple of things coming in from the chat. Krister thinks you caught Patches quite well, Kate, but maybe from his point of view. Again, we have, the mundane and the fantastic that we have to deal with.
Does that mean we got 2 XP?
I believe you get 3 per game.
And then
which
Scott
I'm gonna
got 4?
say, and then
We'd have to
Scott's
look
going
that
to get 4 for this one.
Cool.
I made just that total, seeing as how ridiculous your Exalted characters got in short order, but
We're gonna go a little.
we'll
slow.
give you guys a chance to fill out some areas in your character sheet that you may wish that you had some more help.
Thanks, Miss Rich. I think we were all excited to try something new, for the players, and I think for
Yeah.
John as well to dive into a new world, populated with new people, and we all have different kind of goals and intentions, and
Yep.
which is and also powers, which we never actually really got to, but they're gonna come out. It's gonna be good.
I got to cast 1 cantrip. That's exciting.
I got to do one.
I didn't.
Complete opposite. I know I told you guys this, but I built a character specifically off of what Ray was not. For the most part, I was like, this is Ray, so what is the opposite of her? And then I'll go from there.
I actually kind of did that too. Now that you mention it, Liz,
Yeah, I feel like we're
not
both
100%.
the same way in that sense, though.
not 100%.
I was
but-
like, let's look at the kits. What do I think I could enjoy playing?
oh, thank God, crap.
Knocker. And we'll have our crafts.
I do like a good craft.
So, hey, thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
I was gonna say
So let's go with these questions in order. Will there be hashtag guest things? Yes, there will be. Thank you, Pukajutsu.
Yeah. Ooh, thank you.
Much appreciated. Just push it right in my face. Just
whoa.
We have update
yes,
this.
there will be hashtag guest things. We're gonna wait a couple of sessions before introducing them, just because we don't want to flood an unknown universe with stuff right
Yeah.
away. But there will be. I also should point out that I will be contacting certain people very soon for some things that I'd like audience members, just in terms of participation. I'll warn you that it's not for joining the session in the way that Aragorn did, at least not yet. But there are a couple of things that I'd like to get thrown in there early on. John, how do I come up with such quirky NPCs? I
Great question.
don't know. I just do. I've been making NPCs for a very long time. In reality, the answer to that is basically to figure out what I would like to play and then throw it out there. Sometimes I'll base an NPC off a character that I've seen and then make my own tweaks to it. Hello, Ella. And sometimes I will come up with it whole cloth. But in general, I like to find out where there are holes and then fill them. You can read into that as you will. How do people feel playing in a scenario so different than the previous one?
I'm excited for something that feels a bit more like real for like. Yes, the Emerald. Yes. I think. Yeah, I mean, for me anyway, like I love the sort of high fantasy of Exalted and the sort of like anime awesomeness of being able to like throw people through buildings and shit. But I think I'm really pumped to sort of test out what a real like life or death conflict looks like in this world too. You know. Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for the new world. I just need to get my sea legs. And with Exalted, we had a handful of sessions before we started streaming. So now you get to witness us.
At the beginning, like, how do I
Like, this is actually the
How do I do
first time
anything?
that any of us have role-played any of our characters. So it's, yeah, you guys saw the very first
hard
attempts
mode, there
at
you
it.
go.
Yep.
Holy
Sealy
crap.
likes
Point.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge to play such a social character, a social non-combat character. So I'm excited for the challenge, but as Kate said, it's gonna take some practice. I'm gonna take some getting used to.
Yes.
Captain Daff won begrudgingly.
It is tough, and I recognize that I am throwing people into something new, but I don't know if we would feel as comfortable playing outside of the stream because we have the stream, and the stream's got to happen. So that's what we're here for, and we're here for you guys. We're here for ourselves, but we're also here for you guys, so that helps. But hey, I had fun.
Me too.
Kaylin
Delightful.
asks, how much background research did you guys do for this particular game system? Changeling has the dichotomy of being both urban and historical fantasy, so it can be jarring to shift between them both.
Go ahead, if anyone wants to jump in on that.
I mean, I had read the introduction to the lore in the old Changeling the Dreaming, and I read through a certain amount of it for the new version. But
Yeah, no, we all kind of like we made a cheat sheet in terms of the mechanics, and we went through some of the mechanics of what is happening over there,
Stupid
guys?
ships are already
So now you saw what I was laughing at now, right? Yeah.
I like it.
The
so
true
that's what we're
ship.
drinking next
The
session.
one,
That actually
the
sounds
OTP
delicious. Well,
of the game.
pink sangria could be delicious. I'm just saying, you could like
Yeah.
pink lemonade it up or something.
You guys and your ships, man.
Yeah, so like we did a lot. I think we did, a decent amount of prep in terms of the mechanics and in terms of like how to run through certain scenarios, which we didn't get to, or we haven't gotten to yet, I should say. But in terms of the lore and stuff, like yes, Kate. In terms of the lore, we're reading the source material and we're trying to wrap our heads around everything.
There's going to be more information put up on the wiki soon for all of you guys. The NPCs that you've entered already, thank you so much. We're going to have a look. We'll make sure to get a clean template up if we don't have one for NPCs at this point.
We have one, and it should, if they were generating these pages through the template, it should automatically tag them. But I'll look through it.
We're gonna find out.
We encourage you guys to help us out. We need episode synopses. We want these individual little details to make it into the wiki because you never know what I might have planned. There were things dropped from session 1 in Exaltwitch that ended up being important in 58. So these players may need your help in order to connect the dots.
We only take so many notes. Please help. Send
Okay,
help.
Devaria Grace, I had made it for Changeling and then I swapped it back to Exalted while I was working on it, so I need to change it back, so thank you. I'll work on resetting it.
Yeah.
But do get in touch if you've already done the work. I don't want to make it for nothing.
Please. Krister, that's really fabulous. Thank you. It means a lot to us to have the game to play. I'm excited to see where we kind of continue going with this,
We have had a number of people donate, subscribe through this. Thank you. That's going to help us keep going. We had a great audience today.
Oh, yeah.
We want to keep hearing more from you. If you want to contact us, you can find the easiest ways to do so by going to www.rpgclinic.com, or you can find us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are right below us. You can also start following, hopefully we'll get around to starting using it, at RPG Clinic for any information that you may need. But we have other streams that happen throughout the week. Monday.
Guys, Dr. Surgeon is in the midst of finding love. Dream Daddy. Dream Daddy. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Maybe a little before. Join me. It's going to be great. That's that.
Tuesdays is going to be the Coolian.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm not sure whether it's going to be a Deduce or a Scream stream or a who knows, but he'll be on there, and that'll be 6:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Wednesday would normally be RPG Clinic. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it because I'm here in Montreal and I don't have access to my own setup. So we're going to find out. If not, somebody's going to still stream that. Thursday.
Similar story. I'm not sure what my schedule is this week, but I'll try to get a stream out. Stay tuned to the Twitters.
Pew.
But everybody loves Fridays. Why is that?
Sorry, Natasha, we'll get to that. Friday is punchy, I believe. The time might change depending on what we are all doing on Friday. But I will keep you guys posted. To the best of my knowledge, it's going to happen in some respect. Saturday, are we free?
I'm not sure. I feel like there's something in the afternoon. I know we have something in the evening, but I feel like something else came up for the afternoon, so I'm not sure.
I don't know. Okay.
We'll let you guys know.
And then Sunday is Punchy Book Club, noon to 2 on my channel. We're reading Rat Queens Volume 1. It's super cool. You should check it out and then join.
But next Sunday, more than anything, we'll be right here for day 2 of Changeling the Streaming. We want to hear from you. Spread the word. We'll be on Twitter if you have any other questions that you have for us. Otherwise, please feel free to email us. You can email us at info@rpgclinic.com.
Nice listen.
And that'll get to all of us.
Kind of creepy.
This is the last session that'll be running from here for a little while. I'm returning to my super secret location in time for next Sunday. But I have to say that I have to thank all of you. I have to thank Captain Daff and Aragorn for being here for us as moderators, Krister, all of you who donated, Kaylin, Krister, Arthemis, those of you who subscribed. I know that we got at least one from Puga Jutsu, but I'm not sure if we did others. If I've missed you, I'm terribly sorry, but I will get back to you on that. But hey, we'll be here next week. We hope you will be. See you next time
for our new adventure. Bye.